All right, what do you think, Dan?
They're kicking your ass, and
Shut
they're not
up,
even
dude.
trying.
God damn it.
What's the moisture today? What was the moisture levels?
Don't.
I don't know. 60?
You guys are sucking because I'm not playing. Now, you guys said that Bones can't play because I ripped the fucking guy's arm off last week, but I was our best player. So I'm going to sit here and nag the shit out of you because I want them. They're not even trying.
I am concerned with the dew point.
Jesus Christ.
I really think that the moisture and the humidity is slowing my balls down.
You know
Can
why
I
you're
get a-
sweating is because you tucked your pants into your socks, okay? I don't know how you think that's going to make you faster
Looks
on
cool
the
as
bocce.
hell. Looks
Okay.
cool as hell.
You know
Thank
what?
you, Kron. I wasn't going for skills. I was going for looks.
You know
and
what?
It worked.
I'm done. You guys, I'm going to go check in with the other two.
I'm gonna have a cigarette anyway, so go ahead.
I'm just smoking inside.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing? Kicking my team's ass.
Oh, are we? I actually didn't even realize. We're keeping score?
This is so fun. This is
Yeah.
just so fun, you guys.
That's really fun. That's funny, George. You better keep your voice down because if they found out that you're truly not trying, they're gonna fucking snap.
George, have you played this before?
No, I watched a lot of the movie Kingpin, and so I feel like I'm prepared. I really love bowling. I think that it's a really cool sport. I'm really excited to be getting into it.
That's
Now-
awesome.
Does that explain the hot blonde that's waiting for you outside?
That's right. That's right. I thought that the balls were supposed to have like holes in them for you to like grab and toss them down this way. But these smaller balls are, I can get a much better grip on it. And it's kind of improved my bowling. This is really, it's kind of an amazing take on the game.
This is just so fun, George. This is so fun. I'm so glad we're doing this. I'm having a great time.
Okay. Well, you guys keep having fun because I'm loving that it's
Thank you
taunting
for
the shit
inviting
out
us.
of them. All
Yeah,
right,
so
let me
you
go.
Thank
called
you
it
so much.
Yeah.
Bocce?
Let me go.
Bocce ball?
Yeah. Kron, how was that smoke?
Smoke was fine. I tried to swallow a bocce ball, dude.
Kron, do you realize that there's like a bump in your chest?
Yeah. It fucking stuck. It's stuck.
Should I karate chop?
Somebody do something. Give me another cigarette at least.
Oh, even if you want to bump on the other side?
Have a menthol.
Probably push it down.
He's an idiot. So, what are they doing? Or is it something with the?
They
wrists,
have
is
no
it-
strategy. I don't call it
They're
beginner's
faking
luck or
it.
whatever. DK, he's on cloud 9. George watched fucking Kingpin. So
All right, I worked it up.
Okay.
You guys good? Who's throwing now?
Oh, it's mine, dude. It's rolling towards the middle.
Oh.
Wow, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Wow, really great throw.
This is so fun. This
Don't
is
call it
so
a comeback.
Furthest
Oh.
away.
I think we're going to knock it out. Oh, I just knocked it out. Oh, I'm
How did you
so
do
sorry.
that, George? How
Oh
did you
my
do
god!
that?
I was actually looking the other way too,
We were-
which is
we
the
had
funniest
full-
part.
We
I
had
got
full eye
distracted.
contact.
Yes.
I know I waved to you. I can't believe you did that.
We should really not
this
wave
is-
at each other
this
when
is
we're about
joy.
to throw,
This
but
is crazy.
it
hear
worked
that?
out
That's
pretty
joy.
okay.
You guys are all sad sacks.
Oh my god.
I give up.
I just love being part of a team and all of us hanging out here together and
feels
all
so
of us
good.
having a good time together, not taking it seriously.
I don't think you guys fucking mean that.
Excuse me?
I don't think you mean that. I think you're fucking lying.
I beg your pardon?
This is crazy, Dan. Come on. Look
What'd you
at
say
no,
to me?
Dan's laughing. No, look at him. He's not serious.
Okay.
George, no, go ahead.
Okay, it was a
Kron-
bit. This
It
is
was
what
a
they
bit.
call
It was
a
a bit.
Back
bit.
me up,
This is
Kron.
how much fun we're having.
I mean, hold your hands up. Shit, Dan, these guys, they burned off their fingertips so they don't get any drag on the bocce balls.
You motherfucker.
Yes.
Dudes
That's-
are ringers.
That's
Dudes are
why
ringers.
we did it. Not for a heist later.
I gave DK my Zippo, dude.
Fuck.
I don't
My
even
Iron
smoke. I
Man
just like to
Zippo.
burn
How are we
stuff.
supposed to smoke cigarettes without a lighter, idiot?
I'll give it back. I'm not a thief.
I actually used a candle one, like a candle lighter. So
Like with the long neck?
Yeah, I had to hold my finger really far away. But it worked out. I had really good control over it, and I didn't have to worry about burning my other finger until it was time.
Dan,
The one they gave me was like a Tommy gun.
Come here.
It looks
for a
like a
second
Tommy gun.
While they're
It's like
talking.
a toy one.
Come
I
over
don't
here
know.
for a
You can have it
second,
back.
Just give him the money.
Listen, they
Just
don't
give
know.
him
There's money?
Just
There's
give him
money.
Shut the fuck up! I was going to tell
No
you that
way.
just to call it a draw.
It's ridiculous.
They thought we were playing.
Damn, now that I know there's money, we should start trying.
George, this is so fun.
I haven't had a bathroom beer all day. I'll get it from the register.
Get some beers.
Do you have other bowling movies?
No, but you guys burning yourselves is actually reminding me of a movie that I've been wanting to watch for a while.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. This week on 5 Day Rentals, we're talking Spawn.
We're talking Spawn. Bocce boys talking Spawn.
I kind of want you to just keep doing it. Do that riff over my intro.
Okay. Just over and over.
Yeah, just do that riff.
Okay.
People will love it.
Okay.
Welcome, listener.
I'll try and noodle on the upper half, and you know, we'll see how it goes.
Don't get too fancy, because then you'll get in your head and you'll lose it.
Okay.
Is that boys with a S or a Z?
Of course.
Okay, I'm just asking.
There's a Z in bocce as well. Silent one.
Shit.
I thought there was an I.
That's gone. The I is gone, replaced with a silent Z.
Playing Brian Bocce.
Hey, I'm going to start the show now.
All right.
Welcome, listener. You are listening to 5 Day Rentals, the video store podcast, where each week we normally do not have musical accompaniment, but we do.
Now act like you didn't tell him to do that.
Yeah.
You specifically requested it, pal.
This guy is so rude.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
Oh my God.
Are those foreign voices you hear, listener? No, it's not, because you've listened to every episode and you recognize our guests. I'll get to my standard co-hosts in a second, but we are finishing up the spooky season category, just the generic spooky season. Everybody else is doing it. Why can't we? And we didn't want to do it alone because we're very scared. And me, being just an action idiot, I need my handheld through some horror movies. And this is, guys, does this constitute as the fucking most scary PG-13 movie ever made?
I didn't even realize it was PG-13. I would have sworn it was R.
It depends on the cut you watch.
Yeah, it's kind of R now, based on
Maybe
the
even
cut.
X.
All right, I'm Bones, and I'm welcoming George from the Best Little Whorehouse in Philly and DK from Nerds, Geeks, and the Kitchen Sink. Dudes, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. I'm very glad to be here.
And also actually put the emphasis on hell in the hello.
Oh, I'll put the
Because-
emphasis on the O.
Yeah, that's right. Because there's an O in Spone.
All right. Well, we got the pleasant intro out of the way. Now it's time to talk to the guys who were probably absolutely miserable all fucking week. It's my standard co-host, Cron Howard. Laundry Dan, how are you, dudes?
Might want to add a formerly. You said their names first. The curse has been transferred.
Oh no. I have to step in and say I don't like standard. That doesn't describe my friends over there. They're above average at worst.
Pleasure
Thanks,
to be
George.
here. Hell Spawn.
Yeah,
Hail Spawn.
Hail Spawn.
He seems to be more powerful than the devil. So,
Well, the devil's only made out of 16 pixels. You got to give him a little bit of leeway, dude.
And they say the power of love is a curious thing, Bones. Make a one man weep, make another one sing.
Hey,
There's no way that
I
she's
do
gonna
need a
fuck
credit
that
card,
dude.
George.
Like, there's no way.
Wanda.
That's what makes the love so pure, Dan.
Is
That
there a
burnt dick?
You think he's still intact down there? You think Spawn's got a penis?
The suit does.
The suit does.
He's got a chain, if not.
Yeah,
Has everybody watched season 3 of the cartoon?
obviously.
Okay.
No, just for the
Okay.
record.
It's been a few years.
To be honest.
It's been 10 years, probably,
Okay.
or more. I have seen it all.
I knocked it out. Would you guys be interested in a spoiler concerning his wiener?
They do that
I
in
don't
season
remember
3?
I can't believe they wait that long.
In season 3, he is taught the power of letting the shroud envelop him and basically allowing him to appear as
As a
whomever
giant
he would
penis.
like. No. So in
Like the
the
girl was
cartoon,
afraid.
yeah, in the cartoon, he actually morphs himself into Terry's appearance and bones Wanda.
Oh, I don't like that.
So I don't know if that technically counts because that could have just been a shroud dick.
Damn, Spawn is a sneaky dog, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is he using Terry's penis?
I think he did a classic Revenge of the Nerds style thing where he's like, "Oh, it's me. I'm the jock. It's me, Terry."
I think
Because, yeah, if he's using Terry's penis, it does not count.
it's the cape
it's the
being
shroud.
the penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Shroud. Come on, Dan.
I don't care.
You don't even know about the Shroud?
I don't care if he had mushroom coffee for breakfast. I'm talking about the dick.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know about the Shroud. That much is clear.
Yeah, I couldn't see it because they only paid to have it in there for two times for this movie.
It was all.
The shroud.
Oh, so Dan did watch the X-rated cut.
If anybody's wondering, normally before 5DR starts, there's a 25-minute sort of wind down where we kind of catch
Wind
up.
up.
Nah, see, you got to ease into it. And this one, we
this
just came
sounds
out the
foreign
fucking
to me.
gate. Okay. George, I'm starting with you, dude. Had you seen Spawn before?
No, I had not. I had not seen any of the cartoon. I had not read any of the comics. I had not seen the movie. I think I am slightly younger than the rest of the gang here. And so I was not really into Spawn. I sort of had things that I went back and checked out from before it. And I had things that I grew up with more, like Constantine and stuff like that, that I would say remind me of being akin to this, slightly more polished because of just age. But no, I had not been exposed to any Spawn media.
Okay. I'm gonna end with you, DK, because I feel like you and I are gonna be a little comparable. Kron, had you seen Spawn before?
Definitely saw this movie before. I'm pretty sure it might have been on VHS. I mean, that long ago. But there was 1,000 things I erased from my memory from this movie. I could not believe some of what I was seeing. I have the DVD of the animated show, though, which is phenomenal. Haven't watched it in a while, but I think I watched 2 episodes just to kind of see what the differences were, and it's night and day better than this movie.
You know, the thing that stuck out to me on my rewatch of the cartoon is ASMR before ASMR. Everybody is whispering in that show. It's very soothing, even with the subject matter.
You got it. It's spooky stuff.
All
Yeah.
right.
What, do you think you're going to just talk in normal volume about this kind of thing?
You gotta whisper about that shroud dick.
You got to whisper about that Shroud dick.
I don't want anybody to know. Dan, had you been to Rat City before?
Very, very familiar with the comics. The animated series, HBO one, was played constantly amongst sleepovers with the friends
Trying to see those
at a younger
boobs, huh?
age. And yeah, we've definitely watched this. I think few of my buddies even had the soundtrack. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Now, DK, you and I are practically the same person. I think we're 85% the same person, right?
I think that's fair. That's what Spotify said, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep.
I know you and I bonded a little bit after. I'm pretty sure I saw this multiple times in the movie theater, and I believe you said that you had as well.
I did. I saw it opening night, and I saw it several times after that in the theater because, to my mind, at that time, cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, we would have been, what, in the 12, 13 range?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could not get enough.
Was this back when you bought one ticket for all the talkies? And as long as you didn't leave the theater, you could just sit there all day long?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yes.
35 cents.
Mm-hmm.
It was back when it was called a Nickelodeon because it only cost a nickel.
A nickel. Had you seen Bones? Had you seen the animated before?
I had.
This is the first time. You had seen it. Okay.
I had. So it was... So around the time that came out would have been... And this movie was when I first got a TV in my room. And we lived in Guam at the time. Like, I'm trying to avoid a Brewster's Millions here. But it was just standard base cable, and that included... Cinemax and HBO. So I was like,
Jesus Christ.
Once I figured out like,
$1
Friday at 11:30 they were going to show a Spawn. I was there. But I may have been the person to jinx this movie because I remember the build up to this being so excited, seeing the trailer and crossing my fingers, please be PG-13, please be PG-13, so I could see it that first weekend. The theater that I would ride my bike to, if I went during the week, during the day, the younger guy that worked there, he did not card me. He didn't give a shit. But because there was such limited seating on a Friday night, they carded everybody. So rated R movies, if my parents didn't go, I couldn't go. And I'm pretty sure I was one of 3 people in the audience that night.
Had you read the comics or anything like that?
I was familiar with them. Unfortunately, like the consistency at which comics came to the island, like the shopette, was very inconsistent. I remember reading like the Onslaught saga, very broken. I was like begging them, please like hold one for me so I could read this consistently. But I was aware of it. I really wasn't aware of McFarlane or his history until I was a little bit older. I think our buddy Danny was the guy that he was very into McFarlane's art style. So, and that brings me to my next point. McFarlane is, it's my understanding, is like kind of held this thing up from being potentially remade because he wants it to be done a very specific way.
We already nailed it, says Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
What else is there to do?
Turn the
That's
lights
right.
off.
There was the
Spawn.
extended version.
Yeah. Which was what? 2 minutes? Had 2 minutes more?
That's
2
right.
more minutes.
Crucial
Okay.
minutes.
Crucial. Okay. So Dan, do you want to start reading from Wikipedia now? And then Kron, you can do the IMDb immediately after? Because we've gone almost 15 minutes. Most listeners are probably going to tune out.
You know, it's funny. I just learned that they actually sometimes have trivia and stuff on those sites.
Really?
Holy shit, really?
Okay.
That's crazy, right?
So it has the year it came out, it has the crew that worked on it, and trivia?
It has stuff like maybe Tim Burton was maybe the first director choice for the movie.
Whoa.
Is that true?
I mean, he did great things with Batman
Tim
89
Burton's
and Batman
Spawn?
Returns.
Well, you're not
I
allowed
guess
to
that
lie
does
on
make
the
sense.
Yeah.
internet, DK. So
No, that's true. Yeah, it has to be true. You're right. I'm sorry. Can I
please.
derail that for a
Open
second?
it up, sir.
I didn't.
I'm sorry.
I didn't
I'm
get
sorry.
to finish my little
I'm sorry.
introduction to Spawn.
Do it.
And I have to say these things. I was huge into Spawn. We had a local comic shop that was very small because I live in a tiny town, and you could get a Marvel or a DC, but those were usually $1 or more per issue. You could get Image comics for usually 10 cents.
Wow.
10 cents a comic. So you could get, or 20. So you could get like 5 of them for $1, something like that. And so they would have box after box of Image comics and some other labels that people didn't really care that much about. And I guess, Spawn is kind of the Image comic, like kind of lets Image comics survive, basically. So I got into all these weird other Image teams, like the Youngblood and like the Riptide. There's a lot of other little teams, but I also got into the offshoots of, because they did a lot of offshoots at Spawn too. And there was one I really liked, the character Chapel. Has anyone encountered Chapel?
I'm not even sure you didn't make up those team names.
Well, so
Chapel was they brought in the lady here.
Yes.
Because Chapel was supposed to be in here, but I think his rights were under with Deadpool at the time, and they wouldn't allow it.
Well, the other thing is, yeah, you're right. So Chapel in the comics was originally the guy who kills Simmons, right? He's basically like a Punisher, but even more like brooding and dark and
that can't be
violent.
possible.
But he's just an assassin. But later in the Spawn comics, it's revealed that it wasn't actually Chapel. It was Priest is her name. So that's why maybe the rights thing. Actually, I hadn't heard the rights thing, but I think maybe that's the ultimate reason why she's there and not Chapel, and like also why you just one or the other. We didn't have a woman anywhere else except for Wanda, so I don't know. Anyway, I also collected the cards. I was a huge Spawn fan. It was everything to me. I would draw him in my little notebooks. Huge fan of Spawn, for sure.
I bet Wikipedia has something to say about that rights issue.
I bet it does.
The fuck is Wikipedia? Sounds like I need to get on this thing.
It's the hot new social media.
How the
that's
hell?
That's why it ends in edia.
It's probably
How the hell
too expensive.
do we consider ourselves viable or considered for the TV and film category if we're not looking up Wikipedia?
Have some respect.
Yeah.
Have some fucking respect.
Kron, how miserable were you this week?
I don't know. I mean, it was a mixed bag. Like, it's definitely not a good movie, but I don't know. I'd seen it before. Like, I wasn't completely unfamiliar with it. It could have been worse. I mean, it's not good, but I feel like I've watched more boring things. I would not like own this and give it repeated viewings, but for like a one-off, it's all right.
So the last thing I want to do before we hop into plot so we can keep grinding is Dan proposed the category. Let's do a spooky season. Let's do something with our buddies. Because around this time last year, we did our gigantic 90s crossover draft. And we were like, well, what's something else that we could kind of do? Get all of our buddies in. So thank you, Dan, for the idea. Dan kind of is the one who sort of broke out the teams. It was his pitch for you guys to get stuck with me. So blame him. Sorry. But we worked together to kind of decide what movie we wanted to talk about. I sort of pitched out like, hey, let's kind of keep it a Bones movie. Let's keep it this. We had a pretty good list, I thought, which I'm going to stash. It's good. I'm going to pick a few of those in the future. But there was some scheduling miscommunication, and somebody watched this about 5 weeks ago and logged it. So sort of broke the 5DR code. So,
I didn't rate it. I just that I revealed what it was. Yes, I apologize.
Yeah, and inside of the reviews,
that's how I found out we were watching Spawn for Bones.
So
selection.
Thank you, George.
I'm guessing 20 seconds after you
Espionage.
posted it in our Big Rigs chat, we got Bones is doing Spawn, Dan. So
I mean, this was the kind of thing you trumpet from the rooftops. So
100%. So
I mean, I did initially think when the three of you were paired up, I was like, we're doing a Blade movie. Like that That is the biggest like crossover nexus point of these three individuals.
Mine was Predator. It's like it's a Predator or a Blade.
Yeah, and the whole time Bones was like, it's not Blade, it's not Blade. And then I watched Spawn, and I was like, we should have watched Blade 3. I mean, yeah.
Trend.
3
Get the
even.
trend
Damn.
in there. Yeah, I mean, I love Blade. It definitely came up, but I also have talked about Blade twice already. So that's true.
I talk about Blade
I mean,
like
twice
every day.
already today.
Yeah. I really did talk about Blade earlier
How can you
today
not?
at work.
Whenever Blade is
couldn't
not
do
on screen, all the
Exactly.
other characters should be saying, "Where is Blade?" This is literally my issue with Blade 2.
The old rule.
Is that I'm always like, "Where is Blade?"
Well, what
No.
about Skid?
No, where's Blade?
Damn it, Blade.
We're not here to talk about Blade because Blade requires way more time than we have.
Is it
Should be a
weird at your
whole
work
category.
when you walk in and say, "Hey, are you guys talking Blade?" And then they respond with like, "We're having a meeting in here. Could you please
You're 15 minutes late.
could you please leave us alone?"
Has it been talked about on this show that I do take over the meeting room at lunches to show crazy
No.
shit?
I did know this.
No, you have the
Like
floor.
mainly shutter things.
Well, how else are
Yeah,
you going to
all kinds of
inform
stuff.
your coworkers about the Daywalker?
Well, they did watch Spawn with me.
We told a girl we work with, she's 27. We're like, yeah. She's like, oh, you guys have any like good Halloween movies? We're like, I was like, I just watched Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. She's
Oh,
like,
boy.
oh, I'm into all like the serial killer documentaries. I'll check that out. And the other guy's like, yeah, you should totally check that out.
Oh,
I was
boy.
like, yeah, give that a whirl. I was like, it's on, I don't know where it was on, but I was like, yeah, check that one out.
That's a tough one.
I love the scene when they buy a
She
TV.
hasn't watched it yet.
I like when the Coke bottle is stuck in her head. Bones, you love that movie, right? That seems
Henry?
like a Bones classic.
I think I've only seen parts of it. I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
Oh, a sizzle reel of Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
That's the best way to absorb that
That's all you
movie,
need.
I've always said.
I took out all the boring parts where they're
No.
talking.
Put that with like Sleepaway Camp and a bunch of others that like Dan and I's buddies would watch all the time. You know, at 4 a.m, I'm kind of puking or hanging out with a chick
And
or
you
something.
say, I know
and then
how
there's
to rock us all to sleep.
usually what it is. Like I saw the end of Sleepaway Camp after throwing up, and I walked back into the room
Best part, dude.
and I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was terrifying.
Was I
So
there?
then- Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, you were probably upstairs.
I was probably smashing a cake up against like a fucking oven or something.
Yeah,
Who
you were
hasn't?
probably
That's a true story.
offending a believer with some diatribe about whatever. All right.
You could have been
Gotta
throwing
talk
knives into the wall.
Spawn.
That happened a couple
That
times.
happens.
We did that all the time. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Hanging an American flag from the fan. Fear and Loathing style.
Wow.
Dan and Kron once recreated the famous Yoko Ono and John Lennon photo.
I still have these pictures. So
Okay.
don't.
That's fun.
Hell yeah, dude.
You guess two
I
more
had-
times you get your punch card all filled
I
out,
had-
you're able to see
I had
that.
to take the sock off. We'll just say that much.
Well, it was in the photo.
It was too
wasn't,
Yeah.
It wasn't true.
wasn't
True
authentic,
to the
dude.
image, yeah.
People wanted to have known what we were referencing.
Guys, rate my letterboxed. We'll start
Kron,
with Dan.
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Start with Kron.
All right, this is a tough one.
That's why I want to start with Kron.
Bones, I think with stuff like this, you usually rate a little higher than you should. I'm splitting the difference on what I think you should rate it and what you might rate it. I'm going to give you a 2.5.
George, would you like to go?
It's funny because when Kron was saying that, I I was like, yes, he's so right. And then he said 2.5, and I was like, that feels low to me for what Bones is going to say. So,
It might be.
I think I'm going to say that you are going to rate this at a... My gut was 3.5, so I'm going to lower that to 3.
Be reasonable, Bones.
DK?
3 seems
I don't know.
bold.
Sometimes he gets...
I don't know.
He gets these things stuck in his craw a little bit, and he's like, I need to be...
You never know... You never know what thing he's going to latch onto and really appreciate.
Yeah.
And want us to appreciate. And, keep the title afloat. Boy, this is tough. My original gut thought was like 1.5. I think I'm going to go with a 2.
Dan.
2.
Nostalgia. It happened in Guam. 3.5.
Shit.
When he's
3.5.
living the high life.
That's a good
with
point.
Showtime and endless comics.
Yeah.
Fucking refrigerator in his garage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The scores are locked. You guys ready for plot? Anything we want to talk about first? Beforehand?
I did watch this twice. I'll just say it up front now.
Thanks, dude.
because I watched it so insanely early and thought that this was like fully 2 weeks ago. I thought this was scheduled for. so I did rewatch it. Yeah, lot to take in on second watch.
Spawn, 1997, New Line Cinema.
Oh, the house that Freddy built and the house that Spawn helped demolish.
And also the house that shouts out to Extro.
We open, we've got fire, we've got death, we've got a classic 90s montage, and over this, DK, if you please, number 1.
The battle between darkness and the light has waged eternal, their armies fueled by souls harvested on Earth. The Lord of Darkness, Malbolgia, has sent a lieutenant to Earth to recruit men who will help destroy the world in exchange for wealth and power, and provide enough souls to complete his army, allow Armageddon to begin. All Malbolgia needs now is a great soldier, someone to lead his hordes to the gates of heaven and burn them down.
Fucking metal, dude.
5 stars.
This is the best part of the movie. The fucking opening voiceover.
We're at a military base in Hong Kong. See this flight arrive.
I was just going to say that I love for Johnny Legs that he's first billed in these opening credits, and he deserves it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You wonder that, and then you figure that out.
Yeah.
Like halfway through.
Yeah, you're like, why is Johnny Legs... I mean, I love him, but why is he number 1 here when it's a comic and movie called Spawn? And it turns out because he had to go through hell.
Because his legs carry the whole thing.
100% DK. I can't figure out...
His knees?
Did they have some sort of rig that...
He did Dwarf on Golf, kind of, I think, just
he was
on
in
his knees.
Yoga horse pose.
He was on his knees
the
most
whole
of the time,
movie.
yeah.
Really, though? It doesn't really... Is that what it is? I don't know. There's a lot of wide shot. Is it just forced perspective at that point?
He did it all on his knees.
You see a ton of where he's not on his knees.
I think that it has to be half and half. There's definitely some parts...
When you're on your knees, they put the little shoes out on your knees. So
I don't understand
it looks
that.
like your feet
No,
are out there.
I don't think so. Can't be how it works.
He's also
that's how
not
you do
really
it.
a clown demon, just so you know.
What?
Wait, what?
I'm hearing this, but I'm not understanding.
What?
Let's just move on.
Okay.
We're in Hong Kong. Up in the air traffic control tower, some badass busts in, shoots the place up, and he starts setting up this cool little backpack rocket on this mount. Throws on some night vision goggles. Target system activates. He's got his targets. His missile launches. It's kind of cool. Breaks off into 4 pieces. As this rocket flies by, though, kind of right in the foreground, we see some fucking old dude. What the hell is this?
What the hell?
What the hell?
He doesn't look like he works for the airport.
I don't...
Why do you need night vision? It's a fucking airport.
Yeah, it's bright as hell
That's
out
the
there.
Very
last
well
thing
lit.
they fucking want.
It's less night vision and more of the fucking computer targeting.
Yeah, it has to go
Because-
bleep bloop bloop.
Yeah.
Computer
should've-
enhance.
It should have cut to his night vision. It's just a solid white block because
the goddamn
light is washing everything out.
I love this dude comes out too, and he's like doing like a big wave at somebody, like, "Hello, yes, I'm arrived."
It reminds me of a Naked Gun when like Weird Al Yankovic was on the plane.
Yeah, it is generic 90s terrorist-looking bad guys that are exploded here. And our badass sneaks off, but not before setting a self-destruct to blow up the evidence. And then we get our titles. DK, if you please, number 2.
Like him, I killed in the name of good, but the violence in my life pulled my soul towards the darkness. But I fought and freed my soul. Now I watch for others like me. Men are the ones who create evil on earth. It is the choices they make that enslave their souls. This is the test.
We cut to a newscast. Reporter talking about that airport attack. Apparently a bunch of civilians were killed.
Now, Spawn, you know you're not supposed to tie up and peek little girls at chains in recess. Can't be doing that stuff. Come on now. And what's with the burning green eyes? Don't give me that.
Oh, is this the teacher?
Oh, yeah.
I guess this is Spawn getting bad grades, I think.
Trying to figure out what this was.
He's from hell.
I got
it
it.
came back around.
Thank you, George. There's a reason he's here tonight.
To get your jokes.
We're at the A6 compound. Jason Wynn turns in his chair. Simmons is the best. This is Martin Sheen. Earning his paycheck, dudes.
What an introduction this is.
And they really got the shoe blackout for his hair and beard, didn't they?
He's got some eyeliner or something, too, going on.
Hey,
The
Johnny
voice-
L, maybe number 1. Sheen, number 2, baby.
For sure. The voice he's doing is crazy.
It's wild.
And then as you like absorb the scene a little bit and you finally work past the voice, you realize he has not 1 but 2 framed photos of nuclear tests.
Yes.
He loves that shit.
Well, when you have 2, they look like boobs.
That's true. And it's not only not a red flag, it's a green flag in his line of business. So I guess it does make sense. And then also I want to shout out his cigarillo acting that he does, because boy, you just don't get these plumes of smoke in movies like you do, or like you did then. Boy, it was powerful stuff.
I was going to ask Kron, you think he would fit right in? Who do you think would be better, that on deadly ground guy, Michael Caine, or this guy, Sheen?
Who do I think would be better?
Like the better business bad guy.
Oh, I think Kane is like a true businessman. This guy is like deep state government or something, right? He's like Wet Works or something. I mean,
He knows where the aliens are.
yeah. I think they'd work together there's the crossover movie that you need.
Let me ask you a question. In the making of documentary thing, Sheen says his character is the head of the CIA.
Yeah.
Does he realize that he's not? Does he think he's playing a character does he not know who he's playing?
I had this question, too, because is A6 just supposed to be a section of the
branch.
CIA or what? So I just wrote A6 the whole time and was actually going to ask that. So, Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
He didn't know. Even he didn't know.
Yeah. And I recall he took this because his grandkid was familiar, and it was sort of like, you got to do Spawn.
He was like, I fucking love Spawn.
All right. I'll do Spawn.
All right, little Johnny.
All right.
He
Little
said
Johnny
he always wanted to do a comic book movie, and yeah, you can tell that he's just hamming that comic.
Always
book
wanted
role
to.
up.
How many have there been since before this?
He did.
You got your
Uncle Ben.
Batmans and you got your Supermans. What
This
else
is
really?
the...
Darkman doesn't count, so don't even think about it.
Whoa.
No, I was
I
going to
was
say
thinking
this
about
is
it.
the
I was, too.
second black lead for a hero. What was it first? Meteor Man?
Was that before this? Was Meteor Man
Yes.
before this?
Yes,
Was
it
it?
was.
Wow.
Oh, and to answer your what comic book movies were before this, Howard the Duck.
All right, you.
Superman.
I said that.
He said
and I said
Superman.
Batman. But what else?
You had that Captain America.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had the Punisher.
Okay.
Dread.
They're adding up.
The unreleased Fantastic Four one. Okay.
Wasn't there a Dread?
Yeah, but Michael
with
Sheen,
Stallone?
he's got an in. He could watch it.
There was a
Dredd?
Dread.
I think Dread was slightly after this, or same year. What year was Dread?
My bet would be Dread would be before. Is there a site that we could go to answer this?
No. Let's just pretend.
No.
You
There's
just
not a
gotta
website.
guess at it.
We
dude.
can just remove this question. I was
What's
just really.
that,
I was wondering, like, where. I think it's important to have context, like where we are in comic book movies at this time, because we still really are pretty early.
Todd M. pushing the envelope. There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Todd McFarlane, which he had the toy line that would come out after this. He did Metallica. He did like Alice Cooper, Marilyn Manson. Like, yeah, his
He did a
toys
scary
were
Alice in
huge.
Wonderland. I remember.
Yeah.
It wasn't American McGee's Alice though. Just a
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking
similar,
of.
just a similar vibe. He did like a line of fairy tale stuff. I think.
Was
that
it
showed up
comics or like toys?
No, toys.
The toys, yeah. The McFarlane
Toys.
line did do a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. His Golden Girls are awesome.
They look even more like ghouls. Golden ghouls, in fact.
Oh shit, we gotta make
Folks,
that.
we've just stumbled on gold. Cut this out so that we can produce that.
Blanche
It's
comes with a
fucking
bunch of
spooky
sex toys and shit. Hell yeah. All right. Wynn is not alone in his office. He's talking to some shadowy creature who's also smoking a fat cigar, and he's going on about some deal. You do your end, I'll do mine. How's it going? And Wynn's like, listen, dude.
Don't hand wave this away. The exact line is, "Where's the ultimate weapon you promised us?"
Okay. Yeah. That was the next thing I was going to mention.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Bones.
Oh, also the Crow. Sorry, I just remembered the Crow.
No. You're
Shit.
good, dude.
How did these two meet?
That'll come back,
they-
kid.
You get introduced when you take over the CIA, obviously.
Oh, that's when they bring you in for a meeting with the demons.
A clown.
What's my 2 p.m.? Well, sir, it's a clown. All right, send him in.
Send them in. Send in the clowns.
Honey, you'll never believe the day I had.
God damn it, George.
All right, yeah. So to George's point, this guy asked for a biological weapon, basically. And Wynn's like, dude, if you want a perfect biological weapon, it's going to take some time. And also in this exchange, this shadowy creature says, oh, by the way, your best number one plaything, Al Simmons, we're taking him.
Whoa.
Wynn's like, what the fuck? He's my best guy. Quit asking questions, goddammit. This character says as they leave the room.
This 5-year plan of yours just chaps my buttocks.
Mm-hmm. All right, we cut to Terry. He's waiting outside Al Simmons' home. He's looking at a newspaper. He's lamenting the loss of civilian life. And somebody pulls out in a convertible, and this is Wanda. Terry's like, do me a favor. Fucking buy your husband a watch. He's a badass, but he can't tell time.
Did anybody recognize Wanda?
No.
Only from my dreams, Dan.
Yeah.
Well, this is her second appearance in this category.
What?
Because she was one of the young ladies that Bill Paxton got into the truck with in Near Dark.
No shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, that was planned.
What website did you learn that from?
Letterboxd. You can follow
okay.
all of these
Okay.
fantastic people here tonight on it.
That's true. I'll even spoil upcoming 5-day rentals on there.
It's how I learn what movies I'll be watching.
The great thing about this scene is I don't want to be disrespectful to the actors, but these particular people don't have the best lines, and I think it comes off a lot in their performances, particularly here when Wanda is giving Terry shit like, please make sure he's home for dinner.
I think that's very generous of you, Bones. And I would go so far as to say that these people are a black hole of charisma.
Okay, thank you. I really needed somebody else to say it, but okay, so I don't feel bad.
I'm going to double down on that. I think you should have started with that before we even began this podcast.
D.B. Sweeney, an actor from what I consider to be the most terrifying movie I've ever watched. I feel like sort of established. I don't know. Maybe this is just a paycheck. I don't know. And the lady playing Wanda, there are times where I don't know how she got the part. I don't know. Maybe the eyes. I don't know. Maybe they cast the girl first and they work backwards. Anyway.
This is a lot of bad acting in this movie.
He was like, so what happened to you in Near Dark? You got the part, but I need to know. Did you die?
Yeah, and she was like, I'm not going to tell you if you don't give me the role in this movie.
Tell.
It's the only way you'll find out.
Schemer, man. Anyway, Al comes out looking fly as hell. Like, what the fuck, man? Who gives a shit? I'm the badass of this movie. I'll be on my own fucking time. I got nothing but time. Mal Simmons.
I have a question for the Spawn heads. The dog in this movie is named Spaz. Is that from the comics, or is this dog named after the member of the crew whose nickname was also Spaz?
I saw that.
It's the second one, George.
Wow.
I also have some crew name trivia. Did you guys see another name in the credits that
Fitzgerald?
was an interesting nickname?
You guys watch the credits?
I actually respect the art of cinema, Kron, so yes.
Is now a good time for me to reveal this, or should I wait?
No, go for it.
All right.
Expose yourself.
I'm going to do that to you guys right now, as soon as I find the photo I took of the screen, which is, right, what? It erased itself.
Oh, no.
Damn you, Spawn. No, I have it.
We'll never know. It's
no.
if only there was a website we could look up the names.
No, I looked it up, and he's not, the name is not there on, and you'll understand when you...
Oh, shit. Like
the
name doesn't show up in the photo that you took?
Yeah. No, it's there. So there's... I don't even know what that says. Oh,
if
he's
this
one of the
was
digital...
George, he'd be looking 5 weeks ago.
He's one of the digital effects artists. Okay. I looked on IMDb. He is not credited as this. But the name that he's credited as is Mitch Baron von Splooge Diodes.
I did see that. I forgot that existed. I thought you were going to say that somebody went by Spawn in the credits.
So that would be hilarious.
But yes, I did notice that as well. I thought it was interesting. Although he didn't seem to bequeath his name to any characters, so I guess not
I was
as...
hoping.
Yeah.
Is he like a goo pro? Is he the guy that you bring in to get goo figured out?
I think so. Oh, you got all that green? They slimed it. They'll slime, you know?
Yeah, he's in a mirror of ooey gooey.
I think there's also a Fitzgerald that pops in that's just one of Todd McFarlane's friends and has nothing to do with the movie. I think I was reading or something. Like
maybe that's who Terry's named after.
No, he's actually named after like a roommate. Or no, Al Simmons is like a roommate of Todd McFarlane's. Wanda is his actual wife's name, and the kid's name is his actual kid as well.
And Terry is named after Terry McGinnis, who will be Batman Beyond in Batman Beyond.
This is all coming together.
I thought it was Terry Bradshaw.
It's an easy mistake. He actually did see into the future and predict Batman Beyond.
And Batman was a box office superhero success directed by Tim Burton, who almost directed Spawn.
Yes. That's how we
call
got
a
the inside
fucking
scoop.
360.
I was hoping to get one. Thank you, Dan.
We're doing 360s way bigger this season. Yeah, everybody give it.
Woo! Season 2.
Yeah. 360. Fuck yeah.
360. I love it.
It's a circle.
It's 180 times 2.
I'm loving this energy, fellas, for Spawn. I'm loving it. Giving it the respect it deserves. All right, so in the car ride to A6, Terry and Al, they kind of discuss that, Wynn's getting a little sloppy with his ops, man. He killed a lot of innocent people. And they arrive. Terry says, I'm going to start keeping my eye on Wynn. Little Semper Fi between these Marines. So Al busts into Wynn's office. He challenges him, hey, I'm here to be a good dude, not a bad guy. What?
The Marine joke, Semper Fi.
I wrote a little Semper Fi between the Marines as they pull into A6 HQ. Our old dude watches from the street.
I respect that. Thank you. It's a good joke.
Yeah, but it's not meant to be a joke. I just write. I have a gonzo note taking. It's loose, man. You never know when you're going to get interrupted with a giant 360.
Thank you for all those who've served.
Mm-hmm. Semper Fi.
It's good to say it 50 minutes into the Spawn recording.
All right. So this little confrontation between Al and Wynn is basically like, I'm out. I'm done being your fucking dirty dog. And Wynn's like, hey, dude, this ain't the fucking Postal Service. You don't just quit us, okay? And if you're going to be a little bitch, I'm going to have Priest be my go-to. And in walks the most badass chick you've ever fucking seen.
I've seen some pretty badass chicks.
No.
We could be here all night.
She's like, I always knew you would wuss out, blah, blah, blah. Wynn kind of plays along, and he says, all right, I'll let you out, but we got one more op, all right? And this is a big one. This is a biochemical facility in North Korea. You do this last one, and you're out.
I'm going to say she's getting a write-up for her dress. That is not business casual.
I was going to say, someone tells you one more op, you might as well pull the trigger yourself, friend.
I was going to say she reminded me of Xenia on a top.
I was going to say that too.
There was just something in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe she's just kind of like Xenia on a top, and we both picked up on that.
I mean, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about that stuff anymore.
Probably for the
best.
Make
a note. We brought
Probably
it up.
For the best.
Yeah. Kron, were you going to say something earlier, dude?
Oh, just everybody in this scene is playing with tarantulas and snakes and shit.
Oh yeah,
there's a scorpion.
Their ashtrays are spider.
Nuclear
She just
bombs.
has a spider in her hands.
Yes,
I think it's
it's the same shit with Extreme Prejudice, how he's a fucking bad guy.
Yeah, it's like the CIA guy has every poisonous animal that just cohabitates in his office.
It reminded me of Will Ferrell in Talladega Nights in the fake blooper when he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. And he's just constantly raising them up. They needed something. They were like, I can't have nothing to do with my hands. So they were like, okay, give them a spider to paw at.
Some scorpions.
And
some scorpions. I hope that spider was getting paid overtime because it didn't look like it had a fun job. Normally you're a spider, you just have to crawl on someone's face or something.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Fulci, maybe you have to tear someone's face open.
That's
a classic spider.
Crawl out of a mouth.
That's right. So those are probably the hardest working spiders in showbiz. And then next is the spider from Spawn.
Do spiders have a union?
They should. I'm always telling my spider friends that.
I'm not crossing that picket line. Mm-mm. Get bound up in a little web.
Yeah. Stronger together, just like a web.
They don't call you scabs; they call you flies. They call you dinner.
They call you scabies. Scabbies.
That's better.
That's a bug, right?
That's better.
I don't know.
I thought that was a disease.
Yeah, I think scabies is a skin rash.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
A condition
caused by the bug scabies.
I actually was watching a Michael Shannon movie recently, and he was like, "I have scabies. I am the mother scabie." So I'm pretty sure it's a bug.
Yeah, is that
Take
bug?
shelter?
No, the name of the. I'm pretty sure the name of the movie was Scaby.
Okay.
And it has Michael Shannon in it?
That's right. They're in a motel. He's all paranoid.
Now,
Sounds like the best horror movie ever made.
Directed by William Friedkin.
Isn't he credited as Scaby Shannon in that?
I think that's right.
He went full method.
Scaby the Freak Shannon. That's what they call him.
Shit, you know how I actually get this? How do I get scabies?
All right, we immediately.
Oh, go on.
Oh, good.
I just looked on a website online, and actually it was called Bug. I'm sorry, it wasn't Scaby.
What were you going to say, DK?
Should have been called scaby.
I agree.
It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
All right, we immediately cut to this biochemical facility in North Korea. We see Simmons. He's infiltrating.
I think they really filmed over there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, they did.
That's cool as
They
hell.
saw Pulgasari.
This
It's
was
97. Dennis Rodman's fucking huge right now, dude. Yeah, he got him right in.
Kim Jong knew not to fuck around with the hell spawn.
You don't think this was like a Werner Herzog run and gun? They just
Stealing shots all over.
All right,
I heard Ric Flair on a podcast once, and he was like, it was an interview, and he's like, what's the sketchiest thing that you ever did? He's like, I went to North Korea with Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
And he was like, we were both like fucking terrified. And there's like, you were in a plane crash. And he was like, I'd take plane crashes over North Korea any fucking day of the week. I was like, God damn.
Wow.
Damn.
Take that, Rodman.
at the biochemical facility. Simmons makes his way through, takes out a few guards. He enters what I can only describe as the fucking brains of this operation. We got fucking tubes and canisters and all sorts of biochemical instruments, and he immediately sees
the nerve center, if you will.
Okay. Yeah,
Also,
I'll give it to you. God damn it, George.
there's a part where he he drops down on some guys, and then they just cut to him dragging them into the facility.
They got scared to death.
You couldn't film the 15 seconds of him punching those two guys out?
Too gruesome to show.
They didn't get punched. They got scared to death.
All right.
PG-13, bro.
Yeah, that's probably. What I'm also wondering, how did you two, Kron and Dan, how did you watch this?
I rented this on Apple TV
Okay.
or whatever Apple's shit is.
Okay, so I believe you and I watched the same.
I prefer not to say.
Okay.
You own the Blu-ray.
No, because it would have been ripped.
Dan's just winging it.
Let's just say there's
You
a
didn't
Watch
website.
it? Oh,
I watched. There's a website, and I just happened to search, and it just happened to be there, and
I
just
watched
happened
through
to
Dan's
watch it.
window.
he did. George is actually in the next room. We spent a lot of time doing all that.
Face pressed up against the glass.
We had to go
It
to
was
Lowe's.
so hard to hear.
We had to go to Lowe's 6 times to find that fucking blue paint he's got.
And it was when I thought that it was being filmed 2 weeks ago, he should have said something to me.
He had to buy another plane ticket.
this is really on Dan.
I paid for half.
Al sees that there's bombs already set. He's like, what the fuck? What are you up to?
What the?
And Wynn reveals himself, the fucking scoundrel that he is.
Incredible.
Plans have changed. Al's like,
Pretty early on.
Yeah, he's really going gloating.
and Al's like, I can't let you do this, dude. This would release the virus, and there's a town of fucking 8,000 people nearby. And Wynn's like, yeah, 8,000 test subjects. Al pulls his gun on Wynn. I'm not going to let you get away with this. And then, bam, the most badass movie chick of all time, Priest, shoots Al. Looks like I'm up for a promotion.
Wow.
You wipe his ass, too? They fucking shoot some Ghostbusters green ooze. I'm guessing this is where our fucking ooze guy come in.
This is, I'm telling you, man, this had "We Want to Be Nickelodeon" written all over it.
Yeah, they Al Simmons apparently won a fucking Kids' Choice Awards.
I'm not surprised when you're pandering to the judges like this.
I would say that is a green that is featured in the Spawn comics.
You think it's green? It's like bluish green, like
No.
a
Is it?
roll-up.
No.
That was green.
Hey, maybe the one I watched was
Yeah,
different.
you didn't see the director's cut where it's clearly green slime.
I think I did see
George
the
was
director's
looking
cut.
through a window, so he might have.
That's right. It's refracted perfectly. I had the most clear vision of all.
Hey, did anyone else have a GoldenEye comparison here as well?
100%. And
What's
again, These are things that I have to consciously not talk about because...
Okay.
And then Trevelyan was like, I'm actually betraying you as well.
That's right.
Hey,
we don't know that at that point,
2024,
George.
can we have a GoldenEye tournament?
Yes.
It doesn't hold up.
Wow. Sounds like somebody got bad at the game.
Got him.
Sounds like somebody always sucked at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they brought this chick
Odd
along
job,
just to
motherfuckers.
hose him down with that green goo, right?
Yeah,
Like,
she had the backpack.
Yeah,
or
Sheen
whatever
wasn't
on.
getting involved in that, dude. He fucking wasn't Nom. What are you talking about?
those are my tax dollars at work. I don't think we need to be flying a third person into North Korea to spray the goo.
You agree with the test the virus out on 8,000 people. You don't agree with the flight of the other Wentworth agent.
Let's just say the test thing is not at the top of the list of things I was mad about, George.
I'm just an honest taxpayer.
What about when Priest jumps over the railing? Are we there?
What about that?
Did you notice that? She, like, blasts her knees. Did you guys not see that?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't clock it as
It's-
noteworthy.
There's literally steps. There are steps there. And she just goes over instead and just makes a huge jump for no reason.
There was a
in
reason,
heels.
and the reason is it's a comic book, dude.
Dude. I don't know. It just hurt me to see it. I didn't like it.
It does feel like the one thing that they didn't cut was anything involving Priest. She just gets a lot of screen time.
I wonder why that might be.
Unnecessarily. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe two things come to mind.
Impossible to say.
What are they?
Two nuclear bomb photos right next to each other.
That's how you know.
That's all I'll say. All right, well, it turns out that this goo that they covered him in is fucking flammable. Wynn talks some shit, says, hey, I'll look out for fucking Wanda. Throws his cigarello onto Al Simmons.
That's a fucking clove, bro.
Okay. You know he's a bad
you
guy
don't take
smoking a
anybody
fucking
seriously.
clove.
Fucking smokes cloves.
Not even when they're the head of the CIA.
No. That would be my first question if I interviewed this guy. I'm like, cloves? You're out. Next guy.
Made worse
Next.
I'm going
if
to
you've
start
got
including it in interviews.
cloves and
Your office
tarantulas
smells
in
like
your
fall.
office.
What's with the spider, by the way?
Yeah, what the fuck's up with scorpions and cloves? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You're fired.
Your ashtray's in the scorpion thing? That's really weird.
He likes to test himself every day.
Wynn and Priest, they blow the fucking facility sky high, including Al. And we see
Wow.
Al blown into hell. Wanda! Flash awake. Al's all burnt to shit.
Can we not think of a sexier name for a lady? Wanda?
That's his wife's name. He said, let me do a loving tribute to my wife.
Sorry,
Wanda?
Dan. Not every woman's named Tiffany and Candy and shit.
Candy.
Wanda and Candy are on the same level, bro. Like, no. Candy.
I'll do anything for Candy.
It's the spooky season.
You have Candy's eyes.
I just
Take care of Candy.
Candy.
There you go.
I was like, oh, I can't wait to get a taste of candy.
Yeah. There's your
Is she a
promotional.
hot candy? I'm gonna put her.
All right. Al is laying out in the rain. He's on top of a church. And there's a fat little clown leaning over him.
Should have been inside that church.
Who
you
the
know
fuck
what I'm
is
saying?
this guy? No, he can't
Praise
do
the
that.
Lord.
He'll burn, dude. I told him, well done, not burnt, this clown says. We're in Rat City. Al stumbles around. He goes down into the alleys. He's walking around all the unhoused, these poor people.
Is Rat City it's like a real part of the town that he's in? At first, I couldn't tell if Rat City was supposed to be like the outer ring of hell, where
I believe that's what they refer to like that neighborhood and those alleys as.
I thought they were referencing the Tyga song Rack City the whole time.
kind of want to go to Rack City. Is it what I think it is, or am I going to be let down?
Yeah, well, let me just say that the lyrics of the song are 10, 10, 20s on them titties, bitch.
Take me down to the Rack City.
God damn, let's go there for Pod Slam 2024.
It's a good song. I like that song a lot. Shout outs to Tyga.
All right.
Don't know anything about him as a person, so maybe I should not be shouting him out, but I like that song.
Too late. You invited him in.
You never know.
I guess so.
Kron, didn't you make a Rack City joke a few episodes back?
No, that doesn't sound like me.
Yes, you did.
I don't think so.
Al sees his reflection in a puddle,
It was
horrified by what he sees. Some little kid comes up, insults Al, and offers him a flat soda.
Blimey, mister. It's me, little ragamuffin, here in Rack City.
Yeah. Anybody else let down that this kid didn't have more dirt on his face? Like,
Is this the same fucking kid from Dick Tracy? It looked like, I don't know.
no.
Wow, I thought
seen
that
him,
No, Dick
Yeah.
Tracy's the hook
how
kid.
weird.
and I was like, is this a Dick Tracy kid?
Because I always think about the scene when Dick Tracy's like, "You're gonna give the kid some chicken," and it's that same. It's
And that
that's so
fucking kid's
weird.
always eating in that movie. Like,
He's a growing poor boy, man.
Very
Please,
weird.
Mr. Spawn,
Dude.
can you direct me to Madonna?
Mr. Spawn.
direct me to the 2 cones. I am so surprised that we have not had Dick Tracy on this fucking podcast yet, and that is a bones pick, hands down.
I have only seen it once, but I liked it. And then when everybody was like, this movie fucking sucks, I was like, that's crazy to me.
They're wrong.
We got to
It's
do
been
the
a long time.
we got to do the trilogy: Dick Tracy, and then his 2 TCM like
Zoom call things.
Rights
They're very
again, or-
real.
The
Dick
rights
Tracy.
extensions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We talked about McFarlane holding onto the rights. That's a guy who's fucking just anchoring that thing down.
Are people clamoring for Dick Tracy though?
Me, I am.
I guarantee you there's somebody like Rian Johnson who is like, has a fucking,
A
it's just
vision?
itching. It's just waiting. Yeah, it's in a drawer. Like, as soon as it frees up, they're running to whoever produced that to fucking
Okay,
pitch
well,
it.
when Ryan Johnson is Warren Beatty, then maybe we could talk.
I was going to say, Beatty's still alive, right?
He's killing it. He just did another rights extension thing.
That's why we can do a trilogy now.
Yeah.
All right, Al bumps into this old man that we've seen periodically. Like, who the fuck is this guy? He might be the guy that's like narrating this thing too.
That doesn't sound right.
This guy starts leading him through the alleys. And maybe my first exposure to Marilyn Manson here
Oh,
with, was it the Long Hard Road Out of Hell? Starts to play. Pretty somber as Al continues through these alleys. Falls into the street. Old man invites Al to join the Rat City community, but Al says, I got a home, dude. And takes
I'm not
off.
a rat.
Yeah.
96 was Antichrist Superstar. This was your first exposure?
I
to
think so. Yeah, I don't think he had broken over there yet. I still would have been listening to fucking that Da 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 song and fucking
by Trio.
This was
Yeah.
Guam, so yeah.
Eiffel 65 or some shit. I don't know. Whatever was on the stupid ass pop radio at the time. Actually, you know what I probably was listening to a lot of was White Zombie, Rob Zombie. Because Blur the Technicolor was in Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. And I got that because the Presidents of the United States of America, they were on that soundtrack.
That's my guys.
Yeah, and then I got to the end of it, and I was like, who is it? What is this heavy shit at the end?
I mean, you also drove a Dragula, so
Yeah.
you kind of had to.
You got to get around in style.
Yeah.
My daughter, last year, she played soccer, and she was number 95, so I would play Never Gonna Stop Me every time we had a game. And I was like, step on their fucking necks and take no fucking prisoners,
That's right.
because that's what we do. So she recently joined a new team for soccer. Drama,
After
but
stepping on too many necks.
yeah,
She was asked to join.
After
another-
getting banished from the league she was in.
there was some drama with some coach, and so we changed some teams. But we had a cancellation, and she didn't have her jersey yet. So yesterday she got her jersey. She runs up and she's like, "Dad, number 95."
Hell
And
yeah.
I was like, "All right, dude." So I was like, "This is the second time you're number 95." So she's like, "Can we play the song?" I was like, "Yep."
We have to.
Can we? You think you're getting away without doing it? Not very likely.
I was like, it's a thing now.
Did she pick it, or was she randomly assigned to 95 twice?
She asked Coach, she's like, "Yo, I want number 95." And he's like, "Well, I can't promise you that because they literally just got a color and they do 100 jerseys and they just hand them out." So yeah, whenever she came running through, she was like, "I got my jersey number 95." I was like, "Oh, what are the odds?"
About 1 in 100, I think.
Yeah. So she was pretty excited about that.
That's exciting. I understand being excited about that. Has she seen Robert Zombie's The Munsters?
We watched Lords of Salem with her
Nice.
today, and no, we didn't. Not a movie girl. Like, just not a movie girl. We'll get there, though.
I am a movie girl, and I like
Me
Robert
too.
Zombie's The Munsters, and I'm not even afraid to say it.
I haven't been brave enough to click play yet.
It's
on that.
good.
Same.
And
Will I like it?
I think so.
Okay.
And I also like it that if you desaturate it and you put it in black and white, it looks really good. Because the reason that it's all colored that way is because it's made to be in black and white. So
Okay, yeah, that makes
all
sense.
of the all of the like shadows and everything play off of the neon lighting, how they would have been shot in real life too.
I'm sorry, George. On this podcast, we call it black and chrome.
I apologize. Of course, Robert Zombie's black and chrome edition.
Just for
of
the listener,
Monsters.
George, did you like Robert Zombie's Lords of Salem?
I have not seen Lords of Salem. I've seen House of a Thousand Corpses, and I've seen Devil's Rejects, and I have seen The Halloweens. And I saw 3 movies in a row of his that I hated. And then I saw 2 movies of his in a row that I liked. And now I don't know what to feel. Except, I guess it's mostly positive, because even the stuff that I hated, I was like, you know what? He's doing his thing in these movies. And just because I don't like it, obviously it's connecting with some people.
I would say Lords of Salem is my favorite Rob Zombie movie.
Wow.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow. I really, really like Devil's Rejects a lot.
Devil's
Thought it was
Rejects
great.
for me.
Isn't
Lords of
there a
Salem,
whole-
not bad though.
Isn't there a thing in that movie where someone gets mad that they're like taking Elvis's name in vain or something?
Did you ever use Aaron
Probably.
Probably.
Elvis Presley's name in vain?
Are you thinking of Natural Born Killers? Or
No,
not
it is.
what the
It
fuck
is in Devil's Rejects.
True Romance is what I was thinking of, but also was still wrong.
Yeah, that is a scene in Devil's Rejects. You are correct, Karan.
Hell yeah.
Is it when he's out? He like takes those 2 dudes out.
It's Wydell,
Yeah. Okay.
and he's like in the sheriff's office, and somebody says it, and he throws like the cigarette, and he's like, "Don't you ever
That's
use
right.
Aaron Elvis
That's right.
Presley's
Oh,
name
because
in
and
vain."
he looks. Yeah, he's like the big Elvis guy. That's right. It's all coming together now.
A new spawn has emerged from the darkness, reborn on Earth, drawn to the alley by an unknown force. His necroplasmic body racked by pain. His memories fragmented. To him, North Korea was moments ago, but Malbosia kept him secluded in darkness for 5 long years, while things on Earth changed in ways that will only feed his anger and desire for revenge. He sets out to reclaim his humanity. How much is left remains to be seen.
Beautiful. At this point in the movie, you're going, I know everything. This isn't confusing at all.
How did we not talk about the way that Hell looks and also the way that Malbosia looks?
It's like an N64
I
game.
wanted.
It looks.
I knew
It
there was going
looks
to be
so
a
comedy and
giant,
terrible.
a giant
And-
chunk later on. I was trying to get to that.
Oh, okay.
No, let's talk about it now. It's
Okay.
atrocious.
I mean, we already saw him,
It's-
so
it's atrocious.
I figured we could talk about it. For me, it's crazy. The craziest part is not even the environment, because fine, the environment is whatever. It looks the way it looks. But the fact that they made it so that Malbosia never closes his mouth,
They
is
don't bother.
the
They don't bother
funniest
with
thing in the
his
whole
speech.
movie.
No. It's just a voice that comes from somewhere.
he's got to have the driest mouth of all time.
You know
He's
who he
literally
sounds like?
in
Dr.
hell
Claw.
with his mouth agape.
His voice is Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget.
Wow.
It's the same voice.
This is the bargain. If you lead my army, you can see Wanda again.
I do think there were PS1 games that had better cutscenes than Hell. Right?
This was my turn to be nice.
It was supposed to be a puppet.
Good.
It
That would have been better.
Should have been a puppet.
Yeah.
It should have been a puppet.
Why the hair? Like, if you can't get the hair right, don't do the hair. But the hair is insane.
It looks really bad.
It's
I'm
atrocious.
sorry. I want to be nice to the movie. I do. It was a childhood fave. But holy shit.
I think the craziest part of Hell is when all the other Hell spawns pop up, and there's
I love
one
it.
that's like
Always. What are they doing?
And it's
they're
It's
shaking
a
and
dancing baby. That's all
Yeah.
it was. It's Spawn.
well, it's 6 guys, and it's just copy and pasted. And what they
They're all
don't
the
do
exact same height.
and it's
Yeah,
all
they,
in the same
They got
timing.
like 4 animations, and they
Yeah.
just
And they don't offset the timing. Like, at least a fucking Street Fighter or wrestling game would do that, right? But the guy who's like doing the fucking Mardi
shimmy
Gras
shake,
tit
baby.
shake, yeah, when you look across that fucking aspect ratio, there's 13 guys all in time shaking their titties.
How many years later is like Lord of the Rings with like those incredible huge battle scenes and they look unbelievable?
4 or 5 years.
It's like 5 years.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So, DK, you sent us, George and myself, a little clip. It was a Collider online, like an interview with Michael J. White, who's very open about it, who says, basically, I got to see the original cut. I wish that's what everybody else got to see. The guy who did direct this basically came from visual effects, which is super embarrassing. But apparently they loved what they saw, so they let him go back in, and he doubled or tripled the amount of VFX shots.
Apparently Bob Shea was like, "Oh, looking good. Yeah, go ahead. Whatever you want."
Bob. Classic Bob.
But in that interview, he does also go on to say, like, they learned their lesson with Spawn, so they were much more hands-on with Blade. So maybe we have Spawn to kind of thank for how good the VFX in Blade look.
It's really, again, very generous of you. Bob.
yeah.
No, what I'm saying.
Also, Blade, famously the worst part of that movie is like how shitty it looks when he cuts the guy in half.
I still think those hold up in comparison to this. I'm just saying that
when you set the bar that low,
right,
it's not that easy to trip over
We're
it.
probably so embarrassed. They were like, we're not doing that again, and we're going to do whatever we can do. So by today's standards, yes, I agree. They look bad, but
Bones is shaking his fist at me and like making threatening gestures, and I think I was right, and maybe even a little low on my initial assessment of his Letterboxd score.
5 stars.
Yeah, he might whip this out as a 5-star banger.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
3.5, so it's gonna be 4.
I respect the system. All right. So,
System works.
if you remember, it was dark when Al woke up, but it's also not raining. It is the middle of the day and not raining when Al shows up to what used to be his fucking house. And there's a birthday party a-rocking in the backyard. We got a cute little clown performing. Is this the same clown?
That can't be.
Can't
Why
be.
Why would you hire that clown? His teeth look insane. Like, he looks like someone that would murder a child.
He killed the hired clown and showed up, right?
If only there were some kind of example we could point to of a serial killer dressed as a clown.
I don't think it's ever happened.
I can't recall.
All right, this party clown, he's entertaining the little kiddies. Al sees Wanda, starts to flash memories with her, which I'm guessing is probably from the 25 minutes from like the original cut of the movie where we actually got to see Wanda and Al interact, because at this point, Al and Wanda have not been on the screen in the same shot together.
Wow. Wow, I didn't realize that until you said that, and now I go, wow.
Remember, he made a deal with the devil to come back for a woman that he's never on screen with. It's incredible. All right, so Al is like sneaking around in some bushes in the backyard. A little girl runs by and reaches out, scares the shit out of her. Wanda comes out of the house now. Wanda has much longer hair, so
that's how you know time has passed.
It couldn't have been time. Yeah.
What do you mean, Candy?
She had glasses now.
Why didn't she have real long fingernails too?
They put her in Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Mm-hmm. All right, Wanda freaks out at this fucking burnt up homeless dude like reaching out at her daughter. She screams.
It's so funny. She like can't even see that he's burnt at that point. She's just like, oh my God, my daughter is treating this guy like a human being.
So Wanda yelling and screaming, Terry comes over. But before this, Al saw Terry macking on his lady. And this is kind of what instigated him kind of falling over in further pain.
The ultimate betrayal.
Yeah. Terry's like, dude, get out of here before I call the cops, huh? And Clown runs over and he says, don't worry. He tries to make some excuse for who Al is. And Terry's like, well, if he
calls him Crispy.
Yes. And at any point you guys want to hop in with like the color commentary of what Johnny Legs is adding, by all means. There's just so much of it. If anybody's earning their check, it's fucking John Leguizamo, right? He speaks more than everybody else combined. What?
He started as a stand-up, correct?
I don't know.
Maybe. No, I
think he did.
He would do one-man shows, but I think that was built out of him wanting to be more of an actor.
I feel like they could have Robin Williams this guy. Let him go. I feel like he had funnier shit than what he was saying.
It feels like they did let him go. Don't think they did?
I agree with DK.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of scripted of some of the shit that his jokey stuff.
The script that I sort of scanned, he's saying different stuff.
Is Spawn the most research you've ever done for a 5-day roast movie?
Okay, so last night I get a text from one of my friends who says, hey, you sent me some voiceover to do. Why did you change the words? And I said, I didn't change the words. I typed them out as I heard them. And for about an hour and a half, DK and I were trying to figure out why the fuck what I wrote was different from what he was hearing coming out of his TV. So not only is there apparently a director's cut with 2 minutes extra, but the dialogue that Cagliostro says is fucking different in each cut. It's like they don't want to reference the devil and hell.
The funny thing is that they're the same thing. Like, they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
What a change to make. There's no reason to make that change.
100%. So I pulled up the script to see if I could figure it out. What DK has is closer to what the original script says. And in that, scanning what a lot of Clown's dialogue, I think John Leguizamo was riffing.
I'll just say that I looked it up on John Leguizamopedia, and he did have an origin in stand-up comedy.
Okay. Is it Freakadelic or something like that? He had 2 like one-man shows that I remember HBO played constantly.
He also released The Pest the same year. What a busy guy.
He also was Luigi in the Super Mario Brothers.
Gotta trust your tools, Mario. Luigi.
I won't talk about that movie.
Shh. I hope you do talk about it sometime. I kind of love that movie.
I've never seen it.
Could be a future 5-day reel.
Could be coming up. Could have been some messages between a friend of mine that we had.
Whoa.
John Leguizamo?
John Leguizamo. He's coming with Clooney.
He'll be here. They had Mario Brothers. There was like a local grocery store called IGA. Do you guys have IGA?
We used to. In this town.
Makes sense that you would have.
Oh, you know that one, Dan?
You had it too, you asshole.
What was the one you didn't know before? Was it Kroger?
Kroger.
What the fuck
like we
is
had Kroger too. I know that was your reaction last time, Dan.
That was my joke. It's been the going.
Okay, so I didn't get the joke. All right. Anyway,
that good.
They had a tiny little VHS rental section, and I would rent just alternating Mario movie and Robin Hood Men in Tights. I would walk past and they go, "Which one do you want this week?" So good. That's all. I need
4K of that movie coming out from Umbrella. I know Bones is a big physical media guy, so
I almost sent it to Kron.
Yeah, I'm not getting the 4K of. Let's not go crazy. Dude.
You don't want to see King Koopa in glorious 4,000 pixel resolution?
I do.
I got a DVD
Don't
right
get me wrong,
here.
I do want to see that.
I love that you just have a copy of Pinocchio's Revenge right there.
You got to be ready.
Got one in every room of the house, don't you?
Just in case.
It's a gun safe full of copies.
I had a platoon up here, but I think I put it back on the shelf.
Listen, I'll never use Pinocchio's Revenge on myself, but I take comfort knowing that I always could.
It is a drug. Yeah.
Couldn't you just see like some guy breaks into Bones' house and he's like opening the safe, and he's like, "What the hell is this? It's just a bunch of DVDs."
Yeah.
And then behind him, like little legs run by.
He opens up. He's like, "Oh, there must be money in here." And he's like, "No, this is actually just Pinocchio's Revenge."
Yeah.
on
Physical media. What the fuck?
He knows
The
to get
true
the fuck
treasure.
out of this house. A psycho lives here.
I think
All
that
right.
was a motel.
So
I wonder what my kids are gonna do with all this shit. Like, what the fuck is
Throw it.
Laughing Dead?
Throw it in the coffin.
They're gonna watch it all, and
Dad
be like,
wants the
wow.
Frisbee.
They're
Really.
like, fucking records. I'm like, yeah, that's
All right,
there's
write it
only
down now.
250
That
of
when
them.
you're dead, I'll fucking take all your DVDs. Send them over to me. The Heftler
right.
archive.
I gotta give him the Kron.
if Dan dies
All right,
in the
we'll
next
split
few
them,
months,
Croc.
we know who killed him.
Okay.
I'll die first. I know that.
All right, Clown, he does pull Al away from the party, but not before giving Cyan a little cute little clown doll. We're back in the alleys. We got another flashback of his life as Clown is starting to explain what the fuck is going on to Al, who's not super receptive to this. But we're getting flashbacks to his life with Wanda. Clown's walking around, ripping farts, eating shit out of the trash can. He changes out of his birthday clown suit into the form that we'll see him the rest, which is that classic clown look. Some hysterical antics from him where he fucking farts and shits his pants and pulls out his underwear and
Okay, look, that's not the best comedy in the world, but I did laugh when he reaches for the pizza slice and he goes, "I hate anchovies." He pulls that off and he eats the maggots covered slice. That's comedy gold, baby.
that's a solid joke, but unfortunately you've got 15 riffs before that just sort of make you tune out.
Wow.
I did the whole skid marks joke to a friend.
Okay.
And you did shit yourself to do it.
I had an extra pair. I didn't
You
take
gotta
them off,
commit.
but
Yeah.
I reached back and I pulled them out and I was like, "Oh, skid marks." And he didn't laugh. It was really bad.
Hey,
This
we're
was
having
He said you shouldn't have actually
This was
pooped
today
on
at work.
we're having a meeting in here. If you can believe, please.
This was like right after we watched it because I thought that was so funny for some reason.
The
But,
idea
he
of, like,
did
The
not.
Office understanding the reference and still being like, "Please take your spawn references out of here."
But I
Some
think
guy's
like
like, that's not in Blade, is it?
It's going to be an HR meeting next week, and there's going to be 4 slides on not bringing extra pair of skid-marked underwear to the office.
But like, I thought for sure he would immediately go, "Oh, like from Spawn, that's hilarious." But he was just like, "What the?"
And instead, he told HR.
All right, so while Clown's going on about this whole army thing, and I can't wait for you to be my
Wait,
fucking...
hold on. How did you make the skid marks?
I didn't actually have the skid marks,
Oh,
but
what?
there was a fart, and I was planning it all. And I was like, "All right, that's my plan for the night." So I like had it ready to go, and like when it was going to happen, I would make a big deal out of it.
So
and then
you
I
were
would
just
grab
waiting
them out.
for the fart.
Yes, it was. in my mind, it was going to be the funniest thing that's ever happened.
Is
that would be made
Dan.
president?
Is
Dan
that
is
the
cracking
title
up.
of DK's biography, Waiting for the Fart?
Yes, waiting for the fart.
Did you prepare by eating like a specific diet that day that you knew you were going to
Hell
fart?
no. I just knew it was going to happen.
DK is a very farty boy.
Biology-based humor, it just works.
Apparently it doesn't.
Yeah,
It
not
worked.
on that
well,
guy.
I pulled it off, but it did not land. No.
Bones
So
would have
sad.
got it.
I don't know. I don't know if anyone would have appreciated it. I was misguided.
I think you should have did it tonight at this moment.
I thought about it. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't really. Maybe I did.
I think in a best case scenario, he's like, great, dude, you shit your pants.
Like, the bathroom's right there, dude.
There's really no way to win, is there?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, to be fair, anytime someone says, "Hey, I've got all these skid marks all over my underwear," the first thing that you don't think is that's a hilarious Spawn reference.
but see, to me, it was.
But now
It
we
would have been
will.
obvious to anyone in the street.
Did
He
you
might
hear
have just
about
been
David? It's
Confused by the
I must have watched
physics of
Spawn.
you being able to pull them out like that.
They were at the ready.
As
They were
well,
kind of
right?
tucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were ready to go. That wasn't. I pulled that off like you wouldn't believe it. It
Were
was
there-
beautiful.
Were they in your underwear or were they in like your back pocket?
They weren't in the pocket. No, they were in my pants. to preserve the illusion.
Yeah.
Fucking Daniel Day Lewis did over here, dude.
Yeah. That's right.
I heard of my left foot, but my left cheek.
This is ridiculous.
There will be skid marks.
That's good. That was the good one.
I was going to say Daniel Day Poo is, but
That's good too.
That's good.
I was trying to think of a Last of the Mohicans one, but I couldn't.
blast to the Mohican.
Blast of the...
There you go.
What? Well, wasn't he in a movie called The Boxer?
The boxer brief.
Age of Innocence.
We
Something
gotta
about
keep
sense.
grinding. All right, so this another mention here is Al's like, I'm fucking dying,
Sorry,
dude.
there's got to be one for Link and Lincoln.
Abraham Stinkin.
There you go. Okay, now we can move on. We got there.
Abraham almost a log.
Phantom thread, phantom fart. Silent but deadly. Am I right?
Pull up that website that we're not supposed to use, and let's just fuck it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna
We
punt
got
each
him
one.
all, dude.
Yeah, I
Phantom
think
Thread
we-
was the last one.
Gangs of Poo York.
Yeah, Gangs in New York was the one that.
Perfect.
Clown tells Al that his necroplasmic suit is
I
just
heard
like
it
in
starred
its-
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I heard that they really got along with Cameron P.S.
Wait. Did you say like P.S.? Or did you say P.S.?
P.S.
So it was
It's
ass.
a twofer. It's a twofer.
A toot for.
This will never stop.
All right, we're ready, Bones. Sorry.
I mean, you can feel free to throw one in, Bones.
Yeah, let one rip.
Are we good? Has everybody got it out of their fucking system?
Yes.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry, Dad.
I don't care. I loved it. It was great. The bummer was that there was just so many going on.
As soon as you said it.
That was almost a spit take. Thank you.
Fucking AI wouldn't have this problem. AI would just move on.
Okay, I'm sorry, for real. I'm done.
I really don't care. Al's taken to his gravesite by Clown. Al can't believe it, but he's way ahead of Al. I'm so conscious of every word that I say now.
I can't. I'm trying not to look at Dan.
Kron, what episodes of the animated series did you watch? The first 2 from season 1?
Yeah, 1 and 2.
I thought the grave shit whenever they did on the animated season was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
like when he opens it and he's talking to himself and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything in the animated series is better than this movie. Every decision, every small detail.
It's just a bummer of a cliffhanger, though.
What, at the end of 3?
Yeah, the end of 3 ends on a massive cliffhanger, and I considered trying to scour the internet and see if somebody has like a reading guide where maybe you could pick up the comics, sort of knowing what you know with the first 3 seasons to see if that story sort of continues over. Because it really was that good. Like I said, I binged it in the last 2 weeks. So, all right, what's cool here is Clown's ahead of Al. He produces a shovel, lets Al fucking dig up his body. But the real fun stuff here is that while all this is going on, there are some fucking punkers, some weekend Satanists trying to perform a ceremony. They're arguing with each other. One of them says, "I told you we should have watched The Exorcist," which does seem like a lame sort of reference to kind of throw out to like a 12-year-old at the time. Like they might get that, but
I feel like this movie makes several references to much better movies.
Yeah,
during
which is not a good sign, right? Yeah, that's why I try not to talk about Comedy Bang Bang on this show. You know, it's like usually indicates you're less than. I see George's eyes just scouring Daniel Day-Lewis's filmography right now.
I'm done.
He's like, there's one
here
left.
Being a good boy.
He's like Jack and Rose, The Nine. How do I? What?
I've already used up all of the Daniel Day-Lewis movies that I know.
Empty your pockets, George. Empty your pockets. Any more fart jokes?
You're the one bringing it up.
Now, forgive me. Somebody said the Poosable, right?
In the name of the farter.
Okay, yes, here we go. We're back.
Fire it back up.
That's a 360.
All right. In this flashback, we see, we cut to that night that Al was murdered and laid out in front of Malbolgia. And in his Dr. Claw voice, Malbolgia says,
"This is the bargain. If you lead my army, you can see Wanda again. What is your answer?"
And Al
Yours is better than the one in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Truly.
Shit. Thank you.
I don't want to fucking see you, Spawn. I'm not doing a Wanda Sykes. You crispy motherfucker.
Al's standing among the hordes like we talked about, the fucking copy and pasted grouping. And, Kron's doing it now. It's groundbreaking VFX, guys. Accept it. And without thinking, Al's just like, yeah, fuck it. Anything for Wanda.
If you fail me, you will die.
He's already
Avenge
dead.
your
Malbolgia,
murder.
you dumbass.
Kill Jason Wynn.
Again, goes back. The only thing I can think, we'll talk about the plot within the plot here as we get going. So, but we flash back to the alley, and Clown explains that he and Malbolgia have spent over 5 years preparing the Earth for Al's return, and that Terry and Wanda have been banging.
It is funny that they're like, we've been at this for 5 years. It's not like the way that they set it up, you expect them to be like, we've been waiting for you for a millennia. It's like, no, 5 years.
5 years.
All right, so another flashback. Oh, so in this, like, he freaks out when he finds his body, and he pulls up a necklace that we see given to him by Wanda in flashback. Again, I'm guessing this is probably something that was cut and trimmed down. So we're supposed to have an emotional attachment to this necklace, but
has the lady ever given any of you guys a necklace?
My grandmother bought me a Star of David when I turned 13. Does that count?
It was I mean, it's a grandmother. I'm not, like a wife.
A romantic.
My wife would never buy me a
gesture.
necklace, I don't think.
You have to be a very specific kind of person. And that
Yeah, I don't
is
think I've
a
ever
jewelry
received-
wearer.
Yeah. Rings, sure, I got rings. But never a necklace. It's weird. For me, anyway. Sorry to any necklace wearers out there.
No.
No offense.
Al Simmons is coming for your fucking neck right now.
Al can pull off a locket, though, which is what this is, right? That's the word for it, where it's got a little photo inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kron, you got a necklace?
I have 2 rings and a watch. That's all the jewelry that I own.
I don't even have a ring.
Well, because you keep
You keep
sit there
throwing
and
them on
when
the
you're
ground and
drinking,
shattering
you
them.
bounce them on the concrete.
Don't tell me that it's tungsten and it's not tungsten. That's a fucking lie by fucking big business.
My big tungsten.
We're like, tongue's done.
Yeah,
Tungsten,
it's done.
check out.
And I am done. Yeah,
I think it was tungsten checks in.
No, that was... No.
Hey,
tungsten checks out.
I think-
no.
DK and
All right.
I
Tungsten does not
probably
check out.
had the
Okay.
same amount of Dunstan checks in references growing up. Thanks to our Christian names. Guys, you got to go with these silicone rings, by the way. Fucking, you don't want to be Jimmy Fallon.
I'm in triple the danger of that.
Did he get
Yeah,
his
I
finger?
do
I'm
want to
a-
show up drunk to work.
Did he get his finger ripped off in like a
Yeah, he
weed
got
thresher or something?
degloved. He got degloved falling through a fucking table.
I mean, and that's the most badass thing Jimmy Fallon will ever do.
No, it is not badass because
badass.
he was fucking drunk and stumbling like a fool. He did it to himself. And the only thing less cool than doing it to yourself is doing it to yourself while you're drunk.
Public service
Also being
announcement.
like sort of toxic and shit to your fucking writers.
The more
so it
you
doesn't help.
know.
Goddamn, George.
Diddle-diddle-diddle.
All right, so in Al's freak out, the little punk Satanists, they come over to investigate whether or not that Al and Clown were sent by Satan. One of them is, again, rude and like, what the fuck is up with your face, dude? And Al instinctually says, get your fucking hands off me. Throws the Satanist across the fucking graveyard, and his necroflesh armor finally appears. Clown's like, this is fucking great, man. You've gone from like larval stage to full-blown hellspawn in record
leveled up.
time. And he takes that shovel and he knights Al as Spawn, general of hell's armies. Arise, your crispness. Arise, Duke of Deep Fried. Sultan of Sizzlin', Emir of Ooey Gooey. Real,
How was that different than what we were doing with the Daniel Day Lewis thing?
It wasn't.
Yeah, so we should have a movie, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're at least as cool as John Leguizamo.
With our powers combined.
5 for 1, New Line. 5 for 1.
And it does have to be an extra sequel if I'm going to be involved in New Line.
I think we could take Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I'd do a Freddy. I mean, why not?
I would love to do a Freddy. Let's do it.
All right, I'm convinced. Let's do it.
We'll take it, New Line.
Yeah, just send us a check.
All right, one last teleport back to the alley. And here, like George pointed out before, Clown basically threatens Spawn. Says, fucking play ball or I'll kill you. And I can do that by cutting off your head. That'll send you back to hell. Those are the rules set up. And before taking off, like George again also said, takes a piece of garbage pizza. Spawn freaks out with his new powers. He kicks through a wall, punches a dumpster. Our old man shows up, and he introduces himself as Cagliostro, a former an assassin like Al. And again, kind of tells Al to kind of fall in line. But the important part here is we see that Cagliostro reveals like this lame-ass fucking blade from his hand.
Also, Cagliostro glows like a fucking NPC in a video game.
Mm-hmm. That means you can interact with him.
My hand is a sword.
A real person.
Back at A6 HQ, Wynn is watching a newscast, and Terry drops in. He's got some bullshit on the news that he's spewing on behalf of Wynn. Priest is hanging out.
He is the lamestream media.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that was important enough to interject with.
That's good.
It's a good one.
It's good. So good it didn't require any response.
Yep.
Perfect joke.
That's what really made me feel good about it.
Fucking media, man.
So in this scene, this is why we figure out why Wynn needs Priest around, because he needs somebody to dump exposition to. And there's nobody as evil around that he can like reveal his fucking kick-ass plans, because he boots up a CD-ROM and he starts fucking bragging about his newly perfected chemical weapon.
I mean, it's a mini disc,
Well,
just to be clear.
Did he have to beat Scream 2 first to get there?
Fucking Jason
cool
Wynn
video
used
game.
cheat codes, dude. Finally, Wynn is going to get the world domination that he's dreamed of. Outside, we see our first reveal of Spawn's shroud, finally, as he infiltrates the A6 weapons cache.
Did you guys hear about the shroud, how he could actually use that to make a penis?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's just something that I heard about.
Well, you
So
did.
cool.
You watched the director's cut. Does he?
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay.
You
Did they
don't
show?
think-
Director's
you don't-
uncut. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Talking circumcision.
Is it still red and clothy?
Here you go again, talking about fucking cloth, dude.
I think it perfectly replicates a penis. It
Yeah,
has
but
that
is it
power.
red and cloth?
No.
Bamboo and cloth? What is it, bamboo? Never mind.
But it's like I understand what Dan is saying. He's saying that like at its core, no matter how it's replicating the texture and look of a penis, is it at its core still red cloth?
That's a good question.
Is the image of a pipe actually a pipe, or is it an image of a pipe?
Can a lady tell?
Is it ribbed for her pleasure? Why is he not improving upon the design of the penis with the shroud?
Yeah, why not make it better?
There isn't an atom in a shroud or a dick that wasn't forged in the fire of the sun, so does it matter?
That sounds really deep.
So true. Much to consider.
It's all molecules, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. You get hell involved. Are the rules different?
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's magic. That's the excuse. That's the answer. It's magic.
Hey, I have always been told by my church that anything is possible through the powers of hell.
A wizard did it. The dick thing.
I've actually just heard that magic is just science we don't understand yet. So I hope one day to get a shroud penis of my own.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. If I watched The Exorcist, would I learn how to turn my shroud into a penis?
It's kind of
They're
just
trying-
talked about.
Pretty
Like,
likely.
it's not. It's the kind of thing where you have to like pick up the pieces of what they're saying and then run the last 10 yards with it.
Your mother
These
sucks
dudes-
shrouds in hell.
That's right.
Have you not seen The Exorcist? I just want to get.
I have seen it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I watched it for the first time all the way through last Halloween,
Okay.
which has informed this year's Halloween viewings. I was not allowed to get scarier than The Pope's Exorcist, which, by the way, that's a fucking fun movie.
Fun movie.
It's fun.
That's a fun movie.
Everyone is talking about the Pope's Exorcist. It's on everybody's lips. Mamma Mia.
I have not seen Mamma Mia, though.
That's also good.
Seen the first one. I don't think I've seen the others.
All right, Terry comes in to
There's
pick up.
only 2 of them, sadly. Damn.
Thought there was 3. Maybe I'm thinking Big Fat Greek Wedding.
That a third one of those did just come out, yes.
The world needed it. We
And
gotta heal. We
Let me
gotta
just say,
heal.
that is a good-looking poster, and it is not obviously photoshopped, and I believe those people have been in the same room together.
In Greece?
Wherever, dude. All over the place.
Terry shows up. He's picking up Win. We gotta go. We gotta keep grinding.
I was gonna make a 007 thing. Okay.
Okay.
Too bad. Too
well,
bad.
I'll stop for that. No, you have the floor, fucker.
No, I don't know anything about 2 zeros and a 7. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Terry's there to pick up Win for a gala event, but beforehand, he starts asking Win, like, hey, could I throw a team together and start analyzing some of the data because all of our fucking ops keep going wrong. A little threatening here with Win, basically asking about Cyan and Wanda. And Terry, he notices a mini disc labeled Special Ops. And that would definitely stand out in this office.
Secret, don't watch.
He should have labeled it homework. No one would ever check that.
All right, we're at the gala. Win is schmoozing with some sultans.
Hold up. I cannot believe that you just skipped the best part of the whole movie. And that is the clear homage to Citizen Kane. And I have always said that Spawn is the Citizen Kane of movies. When they do this cape transition,
what is Citizen Kane
with a huge noise, and they're making sure you're awake. This is the screeching parrot of comic book movies. It's an incredible transition. It only happens the one time. They say 38 minutes in, we got to make sure we're not fucking losing these people. Send in the cape. Whoosh! Knock you right out of your fucking seat, dog.
Thank you, George.
You're telling me we're only 38 minutes into this? It's been an hour and 53 minutes.
I am telling you that because I did clock how long into it that transition happened.
Did you guys notice at the gala, there's a lady who's dressed as like the Green Ranger?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Was she a caterer or something, or was she a...
Yeah, I think she was like a
guest?
server.
Okay.
I think she serves Zordon.
I heard she calls her friends on the little flute sword.
Yeah. For sure. We need more olives out here.
I did see that. I remember that.
I have no fucking idea where I'm at.
And that's
All
the
right,
third
so
time
we're
we
at-
see the Shroud.
Yeah. All right. So Jason's telling some guys about nanotechnology. That's what's going to make this fucking bioweapon the bee's knees. And Terry gets a call from some other people saying that there was a break-in at A6, specifically the armory. So he warns Win, says, hey, Priest is on the way. Priest comes in. So her outfits just get progressively more comic booky, I guess, as she rises in the ranks, because she shows up in super, super skin tight, like a onesie with her titties hanging out, and they give her this fucking hero shot as she walks in.
Hell yeah.
I mean, she does another sick flip.
And a huge puff, like huge drag on the cigarette. That's how you know she's a bad guy, because she can hold a lot of smoke.
Good guys can only hold a little bit of smoke.
So she's there to protect Win because they don't know what's going on. But Al pops in, baby, full Spawn. This is the first of the comic shots here as he pops in through the roof glass.
And now she's going to catch this smoke.
You better believe it, dude.
The first time I saw this movie, when this happened, it took my breath away. Like, that was the moment when I was like, this is it. Holy shit, the cape, the glass, and then the
They
ensuing...
finally got Spawn right!
Well, yeah. But that was what I had signed up for when I bought the ticket, and they gave it to me at that moment. And I was,
Hey, baby.
It was amazing to me.
You pay for the ticket, you take that ride.
The framing on it is perfect. The scope of it is great. And quite honestly, I would say that this shot and some of the shots when we first see Violator aren't that bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
there was a moment, especially in the alleyway, instead of a CGI environment for Violator, where I dare to say that the CGI verged on good.
Yes. And,
I would agree. Yeah.
And whenever you get to see the Violator puppet, it's kind of nice too. animatronic or whatever that they had for that. But anyway, this is the fucking face to face. So Spawn grabs Wynn and references like, what, you don't recognize your dirty work. Wynn realizes that this is Al Simmons. He throws Wynn across the room. He grabs Terry. He's like, how the fuck could you bang my chick, dude? And Terry's like, man, you were fucking dead. She was in a lot of fucking emotional distress, and I was there. I monster balled her, okay? She wanted me to make her feel good.
You know, DMX's real name was Earl Simmons. What if it was Earl Simmons instead of Al Simmons? Goddamn Oscars.
You think this is a game,
Where
Clown?
my hell dogs at?
Fuck what you heard. It's what you hearing. Listen.
Mm-hmm. Just people riding fucking four-wheelers through Rat City. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
That happens with or without DMX.
All right. So Wynn sees Priest run in. He's like, that's fucking Al Simmons. She's confused as shit. She's walking around. She's got like 2 machine guns.
What,
She's trying to find
You mean
him.
the guy Good in North Korea?
Yeah. How is he back? Pretty unceremoniously killed here. She tries to kick Al in the nuts, and his suit has like a cool belt thing that comes out and protect his nards, which is...
It's insane.
Yes.
I have another nice thing to say about the movie.
Okay.
And it's that I like the look of the guns. I think that they do a good job of capturing the image style of these big blocky guns that look absurd, but also still kind of within the scope of what a gun might be.
Totally. Wynn's gun in the end is like cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did a good job with those too.
But the Dick defense belt.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good for
Incredible.
sure. Yeah.
So this goes back. Spawn still has nuts.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on down there, dude.
Well, we don't know. Maybe she would have kicked him.
Look,
Maybe
we know
she
he
would have
has a
kicked him and
shroud.
nothing would have happened.
What's it protecting?
It's a normal suit still. It's for a guy who does have nuts.
This
And
is
also
burned off,
necroflesh,
not the
dude.
nuts.
just protecting general dignity. You're not
And
getting
also,
kicked out
they know that that's a prime target for people who don't know about his charred off groin.
General Dignity, he was one of the targets at the beginning
General
of the
dignity,
movie.
sir.
Charred off groin sounds like a French dinner thing.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I'll have the charred off groin. Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, is it shot off groin?
C'est choice magnifique. I love the charred off groin. It's the chef special.
It's like Mom used to make.
That's right. Now, the people that come, they try the beef bourguignon. I said, no, you have to get the charred off groin.
Oh, you must have the shot off groin.
Oh, it pairs so nice with the white Zinfandel.
All right, some more security shows up. Al gets blown out a window. He's free falling, but
Tom Petty style.
with instinct, his chest chains pop out. They grab onto the building. They save him. Then his hand morphs into this like fucking weird suction cup thing.
I never understood that. What is that for?
That's also Tom Petty style.
Suction cup hands?
Yeah.
That's what kept
And
him
the
alive for
chains,
those
and the
3
chains
days.
stopping him.
That's how he plays that guitar so good.
That's right. He's the one who did that riff at the beginning.
It makes sense now.
All right, he starts climbing up this building. More fucking police and security show up. They've got lights up on the building. They start shooting at Spawn. He's crawling across some ledges, and then his shroud kind of camouflages him. He sort of blends in with one of the pillars. He's sort of hidden. Everybody's
Yeah, I
like,
think
"What
on
the
the director's cut, it turned into a giant dick first, but then it realized and then did the wall.
That's right. I heard it was killer to pillar status. That's just what I heard. I'm sorry. That's just what I heard.
There's a weird part in here where it's like all the cops that run in, it looks like they have like M16s, but there's a brief shot where one guy has like a white, it's like rifle core, like The thing that you would like carry on your shoulder, like just to march and shit.
Yeah, some like JORTC shit in like high school.
Yeah, that guy, they don't trust him yet.
Maybe they were they might have been like the ceremonial security at the gala, you know? So.
Why is he out there then?
Target.
All hands on deck,
Every
bro.
person who gets hit is you not getting hit.
Intimidation.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to be a cop? You cop, get out there.
Those are 3 great reasons, Crom.
You got me.
All right, so the camouflage defense works for a second, but as he starts to progress more on the building, the fucking weak architecture of this thing, this ledge gives out, and the cops start shooting again. He falls off the building, and his shroud activates floaty powers, and Spawn flies away.
I think it's a really bad decision that they make him have to say activate floaty powers. It makes him seem silly.
Yeah, it took me out.
But
of
it's
this
for,
movie.
Yeah. It's for the idiots. It's like, for the idiots.
What are we doing here?
Yeah. I liked it as a kid, but like as an adult, I was like, I don't know about that.
Floaty power? Like, you can't come up with even a cool name for it?
And it's like the way he says it.
Yeah. He has to, like, think, he's like, activate floaty powers.
Well, they recorded Go Go Gadget floaty powers, and they were like, "No, we're gonna get into a rights issue." So
right, they had it, and then they found out about the show.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Fuck."
Also, those chains real close to nipple, like they're like real close.
I think.
Do you think that's an
nipples.
accident?
I think they are nipples.
I paused and I was like, "Look, that
when was
took
Batman
me out of it." I was like, "But I know on the show that I'm going to make, like 7 Daniel Day-Lewis fart jokes."
You knew that would happen.
But this is just no.
This is a bridge too far.
Yeah. A broken ledge too far.
Mm-hmm.
We see Wynn get sad as the medics put poor Priest's dead body into what looks like a cryo casket. I'm guessing that the only thing I can think is that they were doing everything they could to set up Priest's resurrection in the inevitable sequel.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
So as her body's carted away, Wynn hears that somebody's like fucking calling for him, and it's Clown. He shows up, and they start whispering in between the fucking EMS vehicles. And Clown asks about Heat 16. Wynn's like, "It's all fucking, I got it. It's done. It's figured out. But why the fuck didn't you tell me about Simmons?" Clown's like, "It's not your fucking problem, okay?" And but before he takes off, he says, "All right, from Brimstone Breath, new orders. We're putting a heart monitor in your chest. It's a defense mechanism, an insurance policy. If anything happens to you, Heat 16 is released." Wynn loves this idea. Clown takes off with a few street women. We see Wanda giving a speech about all of the diseases and things that have increased since the viral attack in North Korea 5 years ago. Al's watching from a ledge. He hides in the hallways. He kind of sneaks away. He sees that Cyan is out playing with Spaz. Cyan, like kids do, falls over, starts whining. Al approaches, tries to fucking console her, and then again, another person rude about Al's face. But she's sweet about it because she touches it and says, "Cool." Clown is watching up in the rafters of this gym that they're in, and he's dressed as a cheerleader. And this, to me, is all Leguizamo, right? This is his pitch.
Yeah,
I want to be.
This was his audition
Sounds
scene.
like him.
Yeah.
He had that outfit ready to go.
Mm-hmm. So we get it's like 30 seconds of Clown doing a cheer, and then he's pulled down to hell, and he's yelled at by a mind-blowing Malboja.
I think anybody from Marvel watched this and was like, "Yeah, we could do Deadpool." You think maybe that was a little bit of inspiration of like, yeah, we could do a rated R.
This movie should inspire confidence at any level, right?
Yes,
I guess.
All right, and the final thing before we go on a break, we see that Terry shows up in a panic to pick up Wanda and Cyan, but unfortunately they leave Spaz behind. Terry's excuse, "Hey, Spaz knows the way home better than we do." But what we see is that Spaz is refusing to leave Al's side, but it is time for us to leave and pee, and we'll be back. All right, welcome back. We're in Rat City. We see our cool little kid, Zach. He's eating from a dumpster with his old man. His dad starts giving him shit for spitting out perfectly good dumpster food. He's about to strike Zach when Spawn intervenes, throws the dad across the alley. He's getting ready to stab him with his cool fucking spiky fist.
What if Spawn just would have slapped the fuck out of that kid? Just been like, yeah, you're right, Dad.
No one is safe from Spawn.
Quit being a little fucking bitch, boy.
Waste not, want not.
Yeah.
I would have killed for dumpster food like this.
Look at my fucking face.
You know what we eat in hell? Fire.
And it's served cold. Sucks. All right, this whole scene with them walking around in this alley is intercut with Jason's heart operation. Clown shows up to antagonize Al. Al fights back, and guys, we finally get to see what Clown really is. He's not the victimizer or the vibrator. He is the violator. He's 20 feet tall. He looks fucking awesome. Everybody knows the look of the violator. It wasn't until the cartoon that I figured out, like, the profile of the violator kind of kneeling fits in Clown's profile. I think that's a cool overlay. Like the idea that he's smashed in that form. I'm assuming McFarlane thought that out. I don't know. But it doesn't look bad. In comparison to the other VFX, like we talked about, this fight scene on this roof with Violator is actually pretty good.
There's some actual like practical effects that look pretty good.
Yeah. So this fight starts at the top of the church. They go down into the alley. Violator falls and is impaled by some sort of electrical junction box. Speaking of Zach's dad, Violator picks him up, squeezes the shit out of him, throws him into some more garbage. So twice in 20 minutes, this guy's been thrown across the alley. It's a great place to be.
Get out of the alley, dude.
Great
shit going down.
Yeah.
It's Rat City, Kron. Come on.
Yeah. A little cat and mouse here is Violator, being 20 feet tall, is actually really sneaky. And Spawn just having guns, not, he hasn't mastered his necroflesh yet, guys. Okay? So, Violator sneaks up on him, grabs him, and then throws him into the spikes, the top of an iron fence, and Al's stuck there, almost crucified and impaled on this thing. Clown returns to clown form and says, I could have fucking killed you, all right? And you either kill Win or I'll violate Wanda.
Didn't the same thing happen to Arnold in End of Days? Like impaled by the fence? Or maybe he did that to somebody.
Oh, isn't there a guy on the ceiling?
And then that clown threatens him.
Mm-hmm. You're a fucking clown boy compared to me.
A choir boy.
Cagliostro, he shows up. He helps Spawn off the fence. And we see Terry sneaking around Wynn's computer, downloading secure files.
He's downloading some other shit, too.
Yeah.
He snuck some on there.
Jenny McCarthy's Playboy.
You think that's what Wynn's in?
It was 1997.
That's pretty basic shit, though, for Wynn. He's into, like, fucking
Bawazinga.
spider manga or some shit. All right. Our 500-year-old assassin he's probably actually older than that, right? Is he 1500? He's walking.
He's actually a real person from the 1700s, I think. But he's
I think in the comics he's later revealed to be much older.
Okay. I also, in some little Spawn history, I think he eventually becomes like a bad guy. Like he gets tainted again and becomes like a foil to him.
I believe that's true.
Okay.
Kind of like the ultimate villain, if I remember right.
Okay.
Dan, you were talking about Spawn, right? When you were saying he's a real guy from the 1700s?
Yes, totally.
Yeah, open a history book, dipshits
George.
out there.
Oh,
I meant our
go
listeners.
to school at?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I got it. I agree that it was about Spawn.
Thought we were dogpiling George there for a second.
No,
I'm
got
undogpileable.
We'll see.
I'm
Pod Slam
famously-
2024.
Famously rubber, and actually, y'all are glue.
shit.
Fuck, he got us
Terrible
again.
way to learn
God
this
damn it.
information.
He's a fucking smart guy, this guy. God damn it. Sneaky fucker.
Undogpileable.
Al's getting ready to load up with weapons and
That should
go.
be on your shirt.
You can get that on the back of your XFL jersey.
you're just inviting
It's
a
in,
fucking
it's in
dog pile.
quotes in between my first and last name.
What is the Philadelphia XFL team? The Soul?
The Soul is the...
Arena football team.
Is that true? I feel like that's... I know that the Soul is a team here, but I feel like it was... lacrosse?
Maybe.
Maybe I'm wrong. Impossible to know, sadly. No way to look it up.
Undogpileable.
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 Unask Jeevesable.
That's right.
Training montage, dudes. Finally.
Bones'
Cagliostro's gonna tell Al how to finally use all these necro powers, all right? You got fucking trillions of neural connectors to this thing. You've just been using instinct. It's time to fucking control it. You got to visualize your targets, all right? The big standout thing here is the bottle toss and the fucking chain attack. I'm pretty sure that was in the trailer.
This scene is just a little crazy because whatever his name, Cagliostro or whatever, he's like, hey, if you just think about it, you can control your suit. And then in real time, he's like, all right, I've mastered it. It's like 4.5 minutes. Yeah.
He's like, I didn't mean that.
He goes from like not knowing anything to being a master of the suit in almost no time at all.
When do you dudes have those fucking chains out like all the goddamn fucking, like at work and shit? Like, oh shit, yeah, I gotta go over the printer. Like, fuck. Watch out, Debbie.
Oh, you mean like Mr. Fantastic in the lab? You're in one spot and your chains are doing everything?
Fuck yeah. My shit would be out all the time.
Yeah, I'll say this. If I was Spawn, I wouldn't have a job. I would do what he does. I'd just sit around.
And on top of a church?
Nah, not a church.
In the rain?
Nah. Actually, you know what? If I had these powers, I'd be making my shroud make me look like fucking famous people, and I'd go live right.
What does that mean? Elaborate.
I'd rather not.
The benefit is
You
you
should.
could see what all their dongs look like because your cape will perfectly form them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would love to see what you would look like as Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'd be a better actor. That's for sure.
Wow.
The
fair.
Come
the
on.
wolf
There's
of
a line, dude.
the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
Basketball diarrheas.
Oh,
Marvin's plume.
So nice.
Killers of the Flower Moon, but moon like a butt. That's in the title.
Butt like a butt.
Shitter Island.
Yes.
Encraption?
I don't know. The Defarted.
The fart.
I was trying to think of one for the beach.
The streak.
Romeo and
The
Juliet.
streak?
Pouliet.
Excuse me, Romeo plus Juliet.
Right.
What's eating Gilbert Goop?
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
What's a poon a time?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay.
Yeah, once a poon a time in Hollywood.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think we'll beat Shitter Island or Defarted. Because Defarted, you're changing a letter, and that's
good.
Yeah.
He threw it out there like he didn't like it, but that's good.
I think Shitter Island wins.
We're all the winners here.
Okay. Real throwaway line here for the audience because Cagliostro says, by the way, your cape has its own powers. Don't even try. And so even though he can fucking fly, he still sees the need to steal a poor man's motorcycle. And he tells Zach to find Spaz. Very important.
Not even a cool looking motorcycle.
No.
Like,
The
this
guy
is
makes
not
it
a
cool.
Ducati.
The guy was inside drinking at a bar. I think Spawn saved a life that night.
He could have been the DD.
Yeah, that means he's going to drink more now, Kron.
Oh,
And probably get
well,
on
that's
the back
fine. He'll
of...
get a cab home.
Sure.
Why not?
All right. And even though that this is a supernatural fucking comic book movie, it's still the 90s, dude, and we're getting a motorcycle action scene because as Al is cruising towards Wanda's house, Clown shows up in a tanker truck full of necro goo, dropping some serious Leguizamo riffs here as he's driving along. And the big takeaway here is, or the cool like trailer shot was the cape turning into like a wedge as Clown drives the truck into him and it explodes, and then Clown, which I think is kind of funny, flying into the air into frame and just slightly says like, "See you at Wanda's." I do enjoy that. The chase itself is totally unnecessary, but I'll forgive it for that.
I think they land the like trucker hat here that he's wearing.
Yeah.
It's like right on.
We had that Citizen Kane thing earlier, but he does say the line, "I love the smell of asphalt in the morning" during this chase. So another reference to a much better movie than Spawn.
Maybe
All
a
right.
reference to an actor that's in this movie, Karan. The man himself, Martin Sheen.
He was in Apocalypse Now?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Whoa.
And now
we
he's
talked
doing
about the
Spawn.
spoonerism of Martin Sheen.
The
Sartin Mean.
what?
Shart and mean.
Sartin Mean. That's beautiful.
That's a little gift. A little gift.
And George missed it.
Shart and mean.
I think George went to go hack up that Lunchables.
Don't call
that he-
this out. George is still here.
Yeah, I'm still here, guys.
George, what's the next movie on Best Little Whorehouse in Philly?
We're doing
Well, he's been doing like so much George, you've been doing so much non-horror stuff lately.
Cinderella.
Oh, thank you, George.
Releasing October 31st.
Cinderella.
But it's from the perspective of the stepmother. It is a horror movie.
Also, I want to apologize. That's not George's voice. Not at all.
We know. That was you in a shroud.
That's right. Trying to make it look bigger.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're at Wanda's, guys. We have 20 minutes left in this runtime. We are going to crank this out because Terry is at the house.
It's time to turn it up on 5-day rentals.
I'm glad you interrupted Bones's race through the plot for that.
Kron, I said it was time to turn it up. Shut the fuck up.
Hyperspeed.
From this CD-ROM, Terry, he now knows everything about Heat 16. He's got him. Okay? He does a pretty cool 90s FaceTime. It's incredible internet quality.
Yeah.
With the reporter, tells her he's sending over all the evidence. She's going to get this shit on tonight's news. They're going to blow this thing wide open. Wanda is having a dream about burnt up Al, but she's awoken by a thirsty child. Guys, does this really happen? Do your kids just, I'm thirsty, and wake you up in the middle of the night? Do they not know where water is?
Well, they just throw up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, in the bed every time.
Going to your room through the house. Yeah.
Oh no, Zora won't even get out of bed. It's either in the bed or it's like on the floor next to the bed.
Halen will. It's on the door. It's on the hallway wall. It's on the carpet to the room, and then, yeah.
So
They
you're
throw
saying
up at the weirdest fucking times.
Yeah.
hardwood floors with children, then, right?
Yeah.
I was once recording a video for something, and I still have this. She had just gone to bed, and I'm recording this video. And in the background, you hear heavy slapping and chunks hitting wood, and then and you hear like, oh! And I get up and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And she's like, I puked. It's great. Kids.
Man.
And that's the take you used.
It's in there.
George, the listener knows you've been here the entire time,
Right.
but just to remind you,
Right.
we're talking about the part where Terry is FaceTiming with a reporter because
Right.
he's got all the info on Heat 16, and Cyan wakes up Wanda because she's thirsty. But they both come into Terry's office.
I froed up. Mom, I froed up.
And we're definitely looking forward to next week's Best Little Whorehouse in Philly of Cinderella.
Oh, no, that's on October. That's on October.
that's
31st.
October
It's October.
31st.
It's
Halloween.
Halloween special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
shit. Sorry.
We appreciate your work on that, George.
Yeah, my pleasure. Terrifying movie. What else is there to say, right?
Yeah.
Best horror movie ever made. I've
Right,
heard.
you'll hear all about it on Halloween.
Tune in.
Wanda and Cyan, they're led into Terry's office at gunpoint by none other than fucking Jason Wynn.
I thought he was going to say Voorhees.
Jason with a gun? Oh, my God.
We got to do it.
Damn, if Jason walked in, like Jason Voorhees walked in, and he was like, by the way, it's been me all along. It's me, Jason Voorhees, and this is how I sound. I never talked.
That's the reveal.
Yeah, this takes place after Jason 9, where I went to hell, and it turns out I am now the general of Hell's army.
I mean, after like the last few Jason entries, would you actually be surprised if that's what happened?
I would not be surprised, and also would maybe like it.
I
I'd
love
watch it.
my brain immediately went to that voice like of Jason being like a New York mechanic. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
hey, just by the way, your Buick's leaking oil. I noticed it on the driveway on the way in.
Hey, when I took Manhattan, I didn't know I was going to have to take the subway.
So much rats here. What do we call this? Rat City?
God, we have so much IP for New Line that
Hit us up.
the phones are open, New Line.
Poo line, that's all I'm saying.
It's not just Wynn, though, that holds the family hostage because Clown busts in. And thank God, because Johnny Legs put some fucking energy into this scene. You cannot
Much
have
needed.
fucking Terry, Wanda, and Cyan for too long.
I guess you could say you can't tarry there too long.
I wonder what is going to happen next.
Nice. Really nice.
When will this be over?
Okay. He's there too, yes.
I'm Cyan, the light at the end of the
Two
tunnel.
jokes of the night.
All right, my favorite part here is when Clown busts in, little Cyan goes, hey, you were at my birthday party. And Clown's, no, duh. Which I really love. I don't know why that was so funny. Like, maybe because it's like the only time the kid has like had her bullshit sort of answered with like, oh, your face is all fucked up. Mom, I want some water. Like, you know, I like when somebody fucking calls a kid on their bullshit,
Yeah,
right?
those are the same. Your face is all fucked up and I want some water.
They're both annoying.
Shut up. You don't get water after 8. You know that.
Yeah.
Intermittent fasting.
You'll
For
throw
water.
up at 3.
Clown reports to Win. Spawn is on his way. You ready to play? Spawn creeps through the house.
That rhymed. I don't know if you caught that.
Mm-hmm.
He's good.
He's creeping through. He sees Wanda appear from the fireplace. She's like tied up in this very satanic-looking chair contraption thing. Jason's threatening to slice her up if Spawn doesn't commit to joining Hell's army.
I thought he already did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like signed up. He's got all the uniform and shit, but he hasn't like officially. He hasn't taken the oath.
Is that true?
I'll
Is
be
that
honest.
really what the plan was?
Like,
think it's
this
like-
is the point where I was like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on in this movie.
I think he's allowed to see Wanda again, and then they need him to kill Win, right? Like, that's
Yes.
and then he has to lead Hell's army.
Right, isn't Win like he'll fill up the army by dying.
They say something, and I think you're onto that there too, but they say something in that making of documentary where it's like he has to commit one like foul act or something that cements his place as he's evil enough to lead the
Right.
I think
CIA
that's something
Wentworth
along those
wasn't
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
If he takes the bait and kills Win,
Win's got the pacemaker thing,
Right.
so if it releases the toxin, it'll kill a shitload of people.
That's definitely Clown's plan. Is that also the Devil's plan?
yes.
Yeah, to like fill up Hell's army even
But
more.
I thought that the Clown was also betraying the Devil at some point. Did that not happen? Did I make that up?
Wouldn't it be nice if this was made clear?
The devil can't even close his mouth.
I know, that's true.
Yeah, how hard can it be to get one past him?
I'm not going to try to defend the logic of it, but the reveal that he has the pacemaker should happen sooner, because then Spawn making the choice to, I'm going to kill this guy for revenge, and it leads to this mass death, is said decision. And it's made even worse by how fucking lame he solves this problem. But that, not to say that the movie is clear 90% of the time, but the continual inception of the plot of this guy's got to kill this guy to do this to this guy does seem a little like, the excuse I was making was they need Win's infrastructure to develop all of this stuff, right? Hell's energy is displaced elsewhere. But in this ultimate thing, like, I guess
think you made that up. I don't think there was anything about Hell's energy being displaced elsewhere.
He's reading between the lines.
Yeah,
That's what
man.
You don't see.
This is
in the script.
Yeah.
I watched this 3 times and I read the script. All right. Al unfortunately hesitates a little bit here, and Win stabs Wanda. Al kicks Win around the house, but Win tells him, hey, dude, I got a fucking failsafe on my heart. And Al throws Win into the fireplace, lights his little tush on fire.
I love
Kinda
this. I love this.
Martin Sheen scrambling around.
My note just says Spawn lights Win's butt on fire. Pretty good.
I had a fucking disciplinarian daddy. He lit my ass up pretty good.
Pretty good.
Multiple times. All right, he's about to...
I see Bones' dad. He spanks me.
yeah,
And I'm almost 40.
act right, dude.
Yeah, show a little respect.
Show
man.
respect.
Let's
Take
just
off your
say,
shoes at the door.
let's just say, if I see him in a Walmart aisle, I'm dodging to the other one.
You gotta quit showing up to their house saying you've been a naughty boy.
Aren't you going to punish me?
What's funny about that is odds are Dan has seen my dad more times in the last year than I have, just because of their shopping schedules.
Just because of punishment. Yeah.
Punishment schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he keeps acting up.
Kron's dad has 2 shotguns he comes out with.
Wow.
I
One
back
each?
up and
Yeah.
I back
get-
up.
Get the fuck off the property, dude.
Well, he puts one shotgun in the barrel of another shotgun. It's really crazy. Like it extends the
Kind
range.
of amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Intimidating.
that's a good idea. Why didn't they ever think about making a long shotgun? That's so much smarter than a sawn off one.
Well, sawing off it, that's for portability and shit. I mean, you can hide that anywhere.
No,
to take on an airplane.
You need to get these long ones.
Yeah, this is my airplane shotgun.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the woods. I don't want that.
I'm doing long barrel shotguns, double length only from now on.
If your shotgun is unable to fit in the overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you, please let a flight attendant know, and we will.
Well,
check
I guess I'm
said
driving.
This is why everybody hates fucking flying.
Sir, you always had that
They
option.
nickel and dime you to death about these shotguns.
I'm gonna fucking blow this flight attendant away. It's stewardess, sir. That's what she's
You
upset.
went the wrong way. It's
Did it?
stewardess would be the bad one.
Ah, shit.
Bones only flies on like a 1950s themed
Yeah,
airline.
my stewardesses are dressed up.
Bones, but to be fair,
understand?
Bones only does that so that he can smoke on the plane still.
Better
So
believe
you
it.
can't smoke in
You
here,
better
sir.
believe it. I shoot that fucking icon out. I don't have one in front of mine. And I blow, you know what? I blow air on the person next to me. I move that little fan,
That'll teach him.
freeze their ass out. I'll teach you to sit next to me.
I gotta
That's why
sit
they
next
call
to
you Mr. Freeze.
I gotta sit next to you next year.
And that's why you'll call him Mr.
Good luck.
Freeze.
Bring a hoodie, motherfucker.
Bones gonna put that fan on you and then light up a cigarette.
I don't want my smoke blowing over in his face. I paid
I'll be
good money
drunk,
for this
it's
shit.
cool.
All right.
Like, anybody got any crack?
So close. Al's about to smash Win with his fucking cool blade fists when Win's like, hey, you kill me, you kill her. And he points at Cyan. And then this power that they obviously showed us earlier in the movie, Spawn is able to use his green eye rays to just pull the pacemaker out of Win's chest and then destroy it, which you would think would still activate the failsafe, but
It sounds like you don't know anything about pacemaker bombs. You sound like a fucking idiot.
I don't
right
know.
now, dude.
I don't know anything about flight attendants. I don't know anything about Hell's Energy.
Did you remember the part from that interview where Jai White is like, he just added that in. The director was just like, oh, I had this other shot that we used to just make up this pacemaker thing. Like, no one knew he was going to do that. It's just something the director was like, I don't know.
I like it,
There
man.
you go.
The movie operates like fucking free jazz and shit. Like, you never know. I mean, it
About
could
the
go
VFX
anywhere.
shots they don't put in.
Yeah,
Can that please be your letterboxd review?
yeah,
Probably
sure.
should be.
Here's what I think. Win, more like lose, on account of he loses.
This is true.
It's wise.
Much to consider.
Wise beyond your ears.
This guy hasn't had anything released theatrically since this movie. It's all
Michael
went
Sheen?
to TV. Mark A.Z. Dippy.
Mark A.Z. Dippy.
Well, White even, excuse me if it's Jay White, Michael J. White.
I think it's Jai White.
Jai White. Sorry, I'm off. I'm sorry, everybody. I need to learn to respect myself before the listener. I apologize. I think we hit all the notes of that.
Don't-
By the way, we
We
did
don't
it.
bow to fucking anybody.
All right.
We are gods. We are gods. I'm a
In that interview, I do think
Oh my god. I didn't like that one.
Oh, Malbosia. Hi, dude.
Malbosia, indeed.
that was a 5-star burp right there.
Audio track's gonna be fucked
Rate it.
up.
yeah, this isn't coming out. Clown appears to have been in the form of Wanda the entire fucking time. And he attacks Spawn. He puts the knife halfway through his neck, and he reveals the true plan. And then licks Wanda. It's pretty hot.
Do you think he was foreshadowing when he said no duh? He was like, and that's when I got the idea for Wanda. He said that to the kid. Yeah, everyone's nodding. Everyone's nodding for the audience.
You're
several steps ahead of us.
dropping all these thought bombs at the end of the episode, man.
That tongue. I mean, shit.
What that tongue do?
He offers it later.
He licks himself up, even. Not to get too ahead.
Caglioso appears, and he just ever so slightly cuts into Clown with his knife. It's they could have sped that up a little bit more. Kind of just tags him. Clown runs away.
I thought it was one of those videos like, is it real or is it cake?
Clown dives into the fireplace, takes a portal back to hell. Cagliostro pulls the knife out of Al's neck, yells at him, use your training. Dude, fucking heal yourself.
Your training, that 5 minutes we spent on a roof.
Did you notice the lady in the red dress?
Nobody makes it on their first jump.
Why is all training like on a fucking roof?
'Cause it's fucking cool.
You think that's air you're breathing?
And then what if you
stakes.
fall? And then how is it going to be threatening if there's not on a roof?
I wonder if the tax cut's better if you film on a roof.
Dan, I'm on the ground 24/7. Let me live a little when I watch a movie, man.
Not like this.
Dude's trying to take the fantasy out of a fantasy movie.
Yeah, dude.
It's the fucking movies, dude. Shut the fuck up.
It should have happened in a boardroom.
Cagliostro and Spawn, they jump into the fireplace and down to hell. Cagliostro's like, I don't think I can fight him by myself, but let's go. We get a CG Violator and Cagliostro fight upon some floating lava rock through the infinite hell.
It's so bad.
It looks like a Sonic the Hedgehog zone.
It's terrible.
Spawn comes flying in. He grabs onto Violator and his chains pull him in. It all looks great. Eventually, Al gets a knife punch into Violator's
I think
throat.
you made that up, too.
Violator runs away. The hordes of hell appear, and Malboja appears as well, and he says, if you won't lead my army, then you must die. Malboja orders the army to bring Spawn's head, but Spawn just starts shooting green energy out into the crowd.
He should use that ability more. It's very helpful every time.
The other guys should try it. Why don't any of them try it?
Yeah, they got the same suit.
Killer
question.
Isn't he using their hell powers?
They didn't do 5 minutes of roof training.
Yep,
Guess
that's
not.
what it is.
They
didn't watch
talk
the
to
fucking
Morpheus,
video.
Yeah.
There's no roofs in hell.
It's just lava platforms.
He grabs the old man, and they teleport back, conveniently right back into Wanda's living room.
Well, if you can teleport, you can obviously pick where you're going to teleport to, Bones.
It's a heliport.
And also, it's a hell.
From hell.
Nobody
teleport.
thinks
And also, the
Al.
fireplace is the exit. It's like the exit ramp
To hell.
from to and from hell.
There should be a sign.
Wanda needs a move.
And she sold her house to Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, it's a hellmouth! You guys, Wanda's robe at the end is Supreme Leader Snoke's robe from the Star Wars films.
The best Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi.
I believe you.
Someone hearing this
Dan
will
made that
know
up.
and go, huh. That'll be it.
It'll be you listening back.
Even a Star Wars fan will go, who gives a shit?
That'd be the one little thing that I say that will blow up the Discord to like 400 fucking comments.
That's
that
right.
you that you love The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
To each their
Yeah.
own.
There's a first time for everything. We've got to get 400 comments at some point. So
All right. They think all is well and good, but Violator shows back up one last fight. He kind of morphs in through the wall. Doesn't look that bad. He grabs Spawn. They start hustling or wrestling around. And then, as we know, you officially die if they cut off your head. Spawn uses his chains. It wraps around the Violator's neck. Cool little spin. Slices off Violator's head. It morphs back into Clown's head. He's using his tongue to kind of push himself upright. One last little riff session from Johnny Legs here. It's a little dirty for PG-13, I feel like. what they're hitting at here.
He also doesn't just push himself up. He like is licking up his blood, his goo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gotta like
his slime.
It's infinite, you know. You gotta like the longer you suck it back up and it bleeds back out, you can last longer.
They should have a severed head fight between Ash from Alien and Clown from Spawn.
You ever cut your finger and like immediately pop it in your mouth? It's the same thing.
No.
I want to save this blood.
I only do it because I love the taste of blood.
I'm actually not a vampire, so I put a Band-Aid on it.
Spawn, Cagliostro, they fuck off. Terry gives a statement to the press.
No response to the accusation of vampirism. Interesting.
Confirmation.
I'm a werewolf.
I'm not allowed to deny it.
Heat 16 system.
If you ask a vampire if they're a vampire, they have to tell you.
They have to tell you, dude.
Entrapment.
Yeah. They have to tell you.
I'm not inviting you in on this question.
DK, if you please, number 4.
Oh, shit. I forgot about number 4.
Oh, my God. This guy forgot about number 4.
I'm so
We are
sorry.
a professional podcast.
Please.
We have to
I'm
start
so
over.
sorry.
We have to
Please.
start over.
Please don't say we'll get fucking fire roasted again, dude.
Here we go. Spawn has stopped Malebolgia's plans to destroy the Earth. The choice has been made. For now.
Finally, another comic shot, that famous one of Spawn atop the church as the shroud flows around him. The end. Spawn, 1997. We did it.
We did it.
That was fucking entertainment, people. That's how you do it. That's why you call in the big guns.
Is that how you do it?
You did it.
I've been doing it wrong all along.
It was only you two that could do it.
If this was a Best Little Horror House, this would have been a 30-minute episode, right? Like
that again is
would have
very
talked,
generous.
You would have talked more about the guest's history of horror than
I think if this was Best Little Horror House, George would have said, "Really, that movie?"
Well, the problem is I hadn't seen it, so I would have been like, "Yeah, okay, that sounds good."
I mean, really, you did pick... I feel like you picked it. I feel like we're watching this on your recommendation.
Well,
This
it was
your fault.
Yeah, they were both like, "Oh, we both love Spawn, and it's our favorite movie." And I said, "Well, I've never seen it." And they said, "Dude, it's our favorite movie." And I said, "I guess I gotta watch Bones and Dustin's favorite movie combined."
Thank you for telling the truth.
You're not allowed to lie on the internet.
Are you a vampire?
So you got pressured. Did you get paid for this, George?
I mean, yeah, don't we all?
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering.
He got a package this week.
That's right. I got paid in Kurt Vonnegut short stories.
You got to
Did
take
you
care. You got to
send
take
him
care
a
of your
package?
friends. I did. I sent him a Kurt Vonnegut book.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get into it.
Did you get slapstick?
No, I do have that one though. No, it was Look at the Birdie, right? Is the name of that one?
Yeah.
It's a collection of short stories. Turns out that Kurt Vonnegut guy, he's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Speaking of reading, Dan,
What?
anything left of your upon further research?
Gentlemen, upon further research, the Letterboxd user rating for Spawn is sitting at a 2.2.
Generous.
Released August 1st of 1997. That week at the movies, you could have also watched Air Bud.
Whoa! Best movie, dog.
I don't know. That's been adjudicated. He came out the loser in that one.
Not in my heart.
I seen that and I smiled. Also, Pitch Perfect with 5DR's Jennifer Aniston as well.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know that there was another movie called Pitch Perfect besides the acapella one.
Picture Perfect.
Oh, that's probably why.
Oh, you thought I was gone, huh, Dan?
Jennifer, I told you not to interrupt me during the podcast. I don't need any lotion.
I didn't know you guys were friends.
Could I get a glass of water after 8?
Friends, lovers, or nothing.
I threw up in the hallway on the way in here.
Mayer.
It's real bad.
Go take a shower.
I threw up all over the hallway again.
Please, Dad, I've thrown up.
How are you like 8? Budget of $40 million.
all there on the
You
screen.
see it. You see it.
Ranked in over $87 million. It was a banger.
Wow.
Funded Blade.
Anybody want to guess the body count?
Mine
Well, 8,000 is the starting point.
is way above that.
It says 6, but I'm like, well,
That's
doesn't
not
all those,
correct.
Doesn't all those dudes in hell count too? I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's at least
The first thing I thought of.
He didn't cut their heads off. They don't count.
Okay, but what? Okay, 8,000 though.
Mr. John Licazano compared this to wearing a condom. It took him 2.5 hours every day to get into his makeup. He did soil himself at one point for his performance because he didn't want to get out of the makeup and sit through it again.
Just
Two
like
and a half
DK.
hours. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt that. Yeah. 2.5 hours seems like short. For that whole thing?
Yeah.
Or just the face?
97.
He walked in on his knees, DK. He was
Yeah.
already.
Oh.
I think
was-
that
I
it's
guess I
probably
just don't get this knee thing.
because it's a big suit. I feel like it's probably easier to just get like sealed inside that giant mass than it is to like try and use the appliances on like a regular human body. Is my guess.
There ain't nothing irregular about Johnny's body, dude.
Have a little respect, Bones.
No, I was being positive.
That's Luigi you're talking
Have a
about.
little respect.
Johnny keeps it tight.
That's my friend John Leguizamo you're talking about. Have a little respect.
We might see him later down the line. Again, after Super Mario Brothers from Kron.
In heaven, where we'll all be reunited.
Damn.
He was on his knees and he did crouch because technically Violator is only like 4.1 inches or some shit. I can't remember.
4.1 inches.
4.1 inches.
Or
That's
feet.
crazy, dude.
4'1". Jesus Christ. I only had 3 beers, I swear.
Pick him up, put him in your pocket. I mean,
It's a cute little guy.
Is your fucking conscience.
My
real
little
close to the camera.
violator, my little violator.
Guys, who wants to play some Rate My Letterboxd?
Me, I want to play.
All right.
Let's do it.
Rate my box.
You guys already locked me in. Just to recap, Dan, you put me at a 3.5, Kron a 2.5, DK 2.0, George 3.0. George,
That's
I'm
the
gonna
full gamut, by the way.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
it's all
quite
over
the
the
spread.
place.
Quite the spread. George, would you like to go first for funsies for everybody else's Rate My Letterboxd?
Sure. So I'm guessing everyone else's answers right now, right? And then do I say mine as well, or no? I let
No,
everyone
we'll-
guess, right?
yeah,
okay.
we'll say all of ours in
Okay.
a minute.
I knew that, and I just wanted to make sure. I'm gonna say DK. 3. I think you and Bones are locked in at a 3. Kron, I'm gonna say 1.5. Dan, I'm gonna say a 1.
DK?
All right. George, I'm going to give you... Boy, I'm going to give you a 2. Kron, I'm going to give you... a 2? No, I'm going to give you a 1.5. Is that low? I'm going to give you a 1.5. Dan, 3.
Kron?
Dan 1.0. George, I'm gonna go 2.0. DK 2.5.
George is a 2.0. DK is a 3.0. Kron is a 2.0. George, expose yourself.
Oh, no, I want to play.
Oh, shit.
yeah,
Sorry.
I want to play. It's just for funsies.
So put the old tackle box back away.
Dan, I'm going to give you a 1.5, Kron 1.5, DK 2.5, and George 2.5. George,
now
please.
I reveal myself.
Yes, please.
I thought this movie was very bad. And it's funny because I watched it the first time and I was like, that was pretty fun. And then I watched it again the second time. I was like, I should not have watched this the second time because I thought it was way worse on the second watch. And, I already very rudely called a lot of these actors a black hole of charisma. And maybe that is rude, but it is my truth. I think that they are just doing a lot of bad acting in this movie. And I understand why everyone thought that I might go up to a 2 because my reputation for loving trash does precede me. But I feel like a lot of the issues with this movie are mostly nonsensical plot, which is tolerable in certain amounts, but then also just like visual stuff. And I needed more from the acting in either direction. I feel like I needed them to either be like way overacting terribly or acting good. And instead we just got them kind of hanging around waiting for John Leguizamo to do something crazy. So I'm gonna say a 1.5. I think not really into this one. Better than Judge Dredd, way worse than The Crow.
DK.
Better than Judge Dredd, worse than The Crow is a good way to put it. I would agree with that. I would put this at a 2.5 for me. It gets some points for nostalgia. That is a big part of it. I did love Spawn. It's just one of those things. I always like seeing him doing a Spawn thing. The cape scene gets some points. I think there's a world where I could maybe score it lower, like just objectively. It probably is like a 1 or a 1.5, but no, I got to give it the love that I've always had, and it's a 2.5 for me. It's just one of those things, guys.
I just think it's really funny that you're like, I gotta show this the love.
I gotta show it the love. 2.5. Correct.
Kron.
Yeah, I feel like 2.5 is extremely generous for this movie. That is showing it some love. Listen, I mean, acting, terrible. CGI, terrible. A few practical effects seem a lot better compared to the movie that they are surrounded by. I don't know, man. New Line put this thing out. Their complete audacity in releasing this, they either must have been fully confident or criminally negligent to release this to the public. It is a bad movie. I don't know, 1.5. The 0.5 is for some decent practical work that you really got to look for. This is the dark timeline of Job's virtual world.
LD.
I think they passed through it at one point in Lawnmower Man. Todd McFarlane I believe he got multiple offers and rejected a lot of them because he didn't like what he saw until he sold the rights, I think, for $1 to New Line so they can do it. And this is what it turned into. So I'm not sure how he didn't have a creative input on this movie. But this is a comic book movie, and you can sit down and you physically have a comic book in front of you. And it's all there. It's right there. That's all you have to do. You have to put that onto, look at Sin City. I mean,
I'd love to.
Boom, boom. Like, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it there. That's all you had to do. And they just completely fucked it up, I guess. I don't know. Bad on all ends. John Leguizamo's a decent performance. Martin Sheen is a comic performance that he wanted to do, which is good as well. And I think that's the only good in this movie. I am a 1.5. I even went back to the soundtrack and I was like, I kind of remember that being kind of cool. And then I was like, yeah, this is not good at all.
What's on there? I remember there being a Korn song that wasn't very good.
You got Korn, you got the Prodigy, but it's all mixed kind of like with techno artists as well as collabs.
Yeah.
So Long Hard Road Out of Hell is really is a collaboration, but it's still a Manson song. So, and that's really the only one. Everything else is, I think Slayer is also involved. Kirk Hammett and James Hetfield are involved in one song as well from Metallica.
Do we hear any of that in the movie?
That one might be the Orbital song, and I think it's that one or another one that is in either the intro or the outro. Because the
intro was also used in the Matrix trailer, I think, when the Matrix first came out. I can't remember who that was, though.
And they're on the same level.
Spawn did it first, guys.
All right, guys, the one that matters. Like DK, I had some nostalgia for this going in, but I still recognize that it was perfect 5DR material and fodder for the show. So with that said, DK, George, thanks for putting in this marathon record. George, sorry you had to watch it twice. DK,
I forgive you.
I hope that I didn't ruin any facade that you had, any memory of the movie by having to revisit it,
It's perfect. Don't worry.
Yeah, I really got to come down on the director of this thing, and especially after watching that interview that DK shared today and Michael Jai White's comments about what the director did mid-production, basically missing the entire point of what he had already produced and going through and ruining that. So with that said, it's really tough because I do think a lot of the acting is terrible. A lot of the writing is awful, but is that exasperated by bad direction and terrible editing. John Leguizamo is ultimately carrying this movie, so he is actually bringing this up a 0.5 for me, but I come down at a 2.0 on Spawn.
Huh?
Which means the DK, you got yourself a full-fledged point, buddy.
Oof.
And Kron, you got a 0.5 in our Rate My Letterboxd.
I did not.
I didn't get shit.
I didn't get shit either.
I'm calculating the 4 fun scores right now so we can get some bragging rights.
All right, guys. Spawn would end up with an average rating from the 5 of us of a 1.80. This thing would come in at number 105 on the big list. This would currently be right below No Holds Barred and right above Army of the Dead.
That feels right.
That's crazy to me.
That feels right.
Army of the Dead is so much better than this movie is. Oh, God.
Number 105 out of a total of 113 films that we've covered on this podcast.
When you said that it has a 1.8, and I thought to myself, that rounds up to a 2. I was like, I cannot believe that this movie is a 2. That's crazy.
I mean, Letterboxd user rating is setting at a 2.2.
There are just here's my real issue. Okay, get out your dictionary, kids, because if you look up a movie or if you look up the definition of the word perfunctory,
thank God you added
you're
that
gonna see
Schnary at the end of that
picture of this movie. It's just so like everything is so basic about it. And I understand that it is early in comic book movies. I get that. I understand that they're trying to figure out the formula. What do you put on screen in order to make it happen? But when you're like, The Crow happened already, The Matrix is around the corner, like, they're just, it just really makes this look so much worse when you look at it in the context of what cinema looked like at this moment.
I think particularly the performances, it's like they think comic book means no one can act like a real human.
Mm-hmm.
It's, the performances are wild.
Dreadful.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, you know, we said that Sheen is good. I think that he is still only like glimpses of being good.
I think
there are
he's
plenty of moments,
bad in this, to be honest with you.
Plenty of moments where you're like, this does not seem like a passion project.
Yes, my evil plan is working. Like, he is not good.
Even if that's what you're going for, even if you're like, oh, I am interested in seeing a bombastic, over the top villain like that, he doesn't get that either. Like, he has like the cigars, that's it. Like the cloves, that's it. That's I don't know. He's just really, he's fine in moments. Like, that's the nicest thing I can say about his performance. And yeah, Leguizamo, you know, God bless him. It's clear that he was riffing, and it's clear that they were like, we need every scrap of this because a lot of them are not good. And I agree. Leguizamo definitely carries this movie for me. And even that, I'm like, wow, not a good showing by Johnny Legs.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a powerful movie to garner such a reaction.
Well, to that point, I think a big part of it is balance. Sheen coming in playing like he's doing, I think, is okay for this movie. So is Clown's performance. But if everybody else is just fucking bland, those stand out in the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And what we really didn't talk about was how underserved Michael J. White was. Like, the guy is an actual true martial artist, and we barely see any of that.
Yeah.
He gets zero emotional connection to Wanda. It's all it's happenstance and montage. It's flashback to his connections. So I agree with everything that you said, man. It's what I'm glad is that you get to come on 5DR and you get to talk about the worst comic book movie ever made. But where could people find you to talk about the best things ever made?
Wow, what a segue. You can find me hosting the Best Little Horror House in Philly. It's the show where we talk about the best horror movie ever made, according to our guest, at least. This is October, and wouldn't you know it, we accidentally did the least October movies possible. Michael Clayton and Midsommar are our October films. So, yeah, check that out. We did just also do a really fun episode with The Drop King, Robert Persinger, about American Werewolf in London, which is a very October-y movie. So you can go ahead and check out that episode. We also had Hayes Davenport on this show recently from Hollywood Handbook to talk about Under the Silver Lake, where he is, in fact, a resident of. That was a really fun episode. So all kinds of good stuff like that. We're trying to push for 100K listeners by the end of the year. So if the show sounds even mildly interesting to you, please check it out. I beg you, please. I'm on my hands and knees, just like John Leguizamo.
They gotta. DK, Nerds, Geeks in the Kitchen Sink. But also, there's another thing I can hear from you. What is that?
Well, Nerds, Geeks in the Kitchen Sink, for sure. That's out there. There's the music thing. I'm doing all kinds of shit. I don't know. Are you referencing something else I'm forgetting?
No, you've got some particular music stuff that's coming out. That's what I wanted to sort of highlight.
Mm-hmm. Home is Midnight. You got Home is Midnight. Yeah, that's a thing. homeismidnight.bandcamp.com. We have a couple of tracks up there now. We're working on something a little bit more substantial. It might be a while before new stuff is up there, but please check that out. It's like electronic synthy stuff with female vocals. It's pretty cool. But yeah, if you want more podcasting, it's Nerds, Geeks in the Kitchen Sink. And I also have a Bandcamp. You can check that out if you want to hear like shitty video game sounding music, like What If John Carpenter Sucked and was on like Super Nintendo. That's decreft.bandcamp.com. And that's my plugs.
I'm pretty sure that that's John Carpenter's dream.
Uh-oh. I think you're right.
I mean, if you're listening to the show, you've already heard the genius that is DK's tunes. I love our theme. I love what you've done for us. And you're always open to, hey, I shoot you a thing. Hey, we're doing Phantasm. And I think within 20 minutes, you sent me a Phantasm take that I'm excited for people to hear. Our Thunder in Paradise theme was incredible. So thank you so much, dude.
And it was phantasmic.
I hope so. I hope people appreciate it. It's funny how well the theme we already had fit into Phantasm. Like, it was so easy to just tweak it a little, and it's Phantasm now. Love that. Thanks for letting me do it.
And guys, just to be fair, I did hear that John Carpenter now is just sitting on his couch and he uses a long broom handle to hit a synthesizer keyboard, and that's how he's playing music now. So
that's right. And he's in the Homer Moo Moo and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He better be.
He deserves it.
Working hard.
He's earned it.
Working hard.
Dan, we got to get out of here. We got to let these guys go. We will play Fuck, Marry, Kill in the after showers, where I will be revealing our next category. But Dan, do your thing.
As always, folks, if you're on Spotify or Apple, please follow. Give us a rating. It helps us bring the show to more people. And that's what we need, world domination. You can follow us on Letterboxd. You can find all our lists there. You can find all the movies covered for 5-day rentals. Please follow George and DK as well. Their shows are wonderful, and we love the shit that they do. It's way more entertaining than the shit that we do. There is a Discord linked on every episode that's dropped for 5-day rentals on Wednesdays. Please join that if you really want to fuck with us. George and DK are there. They will fuck with you as well.
Big time.
But other than that, there's only one other thing to say, gentlemen. Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
You got it. Crash and burn, buddy. Welcome back. And you're thinking, we just fucking suffered through 3.5 hours of Bones' voice. Why is he talking again? Well, that's because that's the way the fucking cycle runs, dude. And I'm up next. Okay? Now you're thinking, how can I be up next? Because next week is Phantasm. That's right. We start the new box set. Phantasm. That's what you'll get next week. But the week after that, we're going to get something brand new. But before I reveal said thing, George, as you know, every category requires a fuck, marry, kill. Now, you're at a disadvantage because I don't know if you've seen Near Dark and Resurrection.
I have seen Near Dark.
Okay. But, Dan.
Well, you know Resurrection, the movie you haven't seen, is better than Spawn. So
we're working from a pretty good idea here.
Yeah. So, Dan, this was your category. Would you like to start?
I am going to marry Near Dark because I would live a lifetime with that. I'm killing Spawn, and I think I'm fucking Resurrection.
Kron?
Yeah, that's how it's going.
Yeah, definitely Spawn is the clear kill in this category. I would marry Resurrection and fuck Near Dark because it's eating a ice cream cone outside of the Five and Dime. Get me all worked up.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta watch this movie.
That's Near Dark.
Oh,
yeah.
But Resurrection has basically it's a killer that is trying to reform the body of Christ. It's a real Seven ripoff.
Ooh, that sounds fun though.
It's
good. It's worth
fun.
Worth watch.
It's fun.
Well, I'll jump in then and say that definitely leads me to I'll always fuck with a new watch, a little first time watch. So I'm going to fuck Resurrection. I like Near Dark. I'll marry that. And I'm going to kill Spawn. Back to hell with you.
Back to hell. I think I'm with Kron. I think for sure, Spawn, you're dead. That's a bummer. But I'm going to marry Resurrection, man. That was the standout of the category for sure. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
You guys ready for what's coming?
We signed up.
Best part of the show.
We got to make up for some of my lowbrow picks. I understand that I'm an idiot and I bring dumb stuff. MXP. I admit it. But it's fun. So what I want to try to do, can we get some juice out of some acclaimed material? Now, I don't know about you guys, but a day I always looked forward to in English class was when somebody would push in that TV cart. The name of this category is the English Room TV Cart. We're watching stuff based on books, all right? And if you can find something that you watched in your English class, be it middle school, high school, college, bonus points. And to set the tone, we're going to be watching The Outsiders, Francis Ford Coppola's. As of this record, this bad boy is available on Max. I'm pretty sure it's only like 94 minutes. You get Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Ralph Macchio, Tom Cruise. Beefy text here. Do you guys remember The Outsiders from school?
Yes.
Only in like a haze.
Sound
we did
excited.
not watch The Outsiders in my school.
All right.
Sorry.
Too busy watching Rocky up there in Philly.
No, we watched Franco Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet was the first thing that sprang to mind for me.
Did your teacher have the piece of cardboard to put in front of the TV?
No, they just glared at us and dared us to fucking crack wise.
Okay.
Say Wuthering Heights, I think.
Frankly, this is a category after my own heart because as much as I have sort of carved out a niche as a horror guy, there's nothing your boy loves more than a damn costume drama. I am all about this fucking comedy of manners, boy. I love like all the like Jane Austen shit. Emma came out a couple years ago. That was my favorite movie of the year. Romeo and Juliet. Fucking every version of it is great. Turns out this Shakespeare guy, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Poe, you got so much good shit. There's a bunch of good Cyrano stuff. You got so many good options. And that's just the real choices. This is the non-out-of-the-box choices. This is a good category.
Well, that's a good point. Bones, I can pick anything that is based on a book. Because there's some real garbage movies out there that have been based on books.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just has to be based on a book. At first, I contemplated limiting it to things that would be in a school reading curriculum. But
they're all banned now.
You make a good point, but like you said, it's a wide open thing, and I wanted to give you something wide open. So,
Based
trying
on
to
the book, huh?
compensate for my, Bond actor categories. You can't. It's a 5-star banger. Quit pointing at Zodiac.
Fuck. Damn it.
But I like the idea because it ranges from shit like To Kill a Mockingbird to YA
To the Lawnmower
vampires
Man.
to the Lawnmower Man.
You
Exactly.
could even, this would be kind of stretching the definition a little bit, but a fun idea would be doing In the Mouth of Madness, because that's an adaptation of the book in the movie.
That's true.
Technically. Based on a book.
It's not a real book, though.
According to Funny Games, what fiction is reality, bro?
How many times do you quote Funny Games? And you hate it.
I hate that movie. I hate it. I think it has really stuck with me because I hate it, and so it is. I just simmer with seething rage about it at all times. It's like right under the surface. So I have references to it available pretty frequently.
Have you seen both versions?
I watched like most of the German one, and I was like, I get it. I don't need to see this twice. I don't fucking like this movie.
Well, isn't it like it's a shot-by-shot remake, right? By the same director.
I watched the German one, I think.
It is. I think that there is something different in the performances a little bit, even though it is the same movie. But also, as we talked about in the Best Little Horror House episode about funny games, there is something to be said about watching the one that's intended for your audience, right? And so if he made a one that is in English for the American audiences, that is the one that's most apt to communicate his message to us, right? And so you're going to get the most out of that version. And that is, in fact, the more pretentious one I found. So, mission accomplished, Michael Haneke. You dick.
You made money twice.
All right, well, there you go. There's a new category. Horror, YA, vampire dramas. Fucking softcore porn, Danielle Steele.
Cirque du Freak with John C. Reilly.
Wide open.
Any Stephen King on the table.
On the table, based on a book.
Are there any
if
story by Stephen King movies that are not based on a book, but where he just like sort of sketched out the idea of it?
Doesn't that every book that he does?
Well, great point. Great point, Dan.
And okay, good. That reminds me to get ahead of it. It could be a short story.
Okay.
Because a lot of King stuff is adapted from short stories, so I'll accept it.
You could do the buried Bruce Willis Breakfast of Champions. Speaking of Vonnegut, I have been unable to find that movie actually, and I would like to see it. So if anyone who's made it to this 3 hours and 45-minute recording now, if you know how to get a hold of the Breakfast of Champions version with Bruce Willis, let me know. I'm not really on that many social medias anymore, so either join their Discord or text me, I guess.
You gonna give out your number here?
Yeah. And it's only for this.
You have to join the Discord for that. That's a perk.
Okay.
Maybe they could drop you a piece of mail. You could read your address out.
Yeah, it's at the top of the Rocky Steps.
Oh,
I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there.
Primo property.
Just put it on the statue.
All right. Well, thank you to DK who had to bounce. George, thanks for hanging out. The after showers for Laundry Dan, for Kron Howard. Come back next week for Phantasm. And as we always say, crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.